comes Luke. Luke's here.
Yeah, the best thing about our interviews here is we're in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's live and it can be messy.
Something unmute.
I'll make him co-host so he can do what he wants.
Yep.
And then they can.
We got Matt coming in right now too.
I went to click it and you're like, you're just fast, didn't you?
It's like my job or something. Go figure.
Who knew? Hi, Luke.
Hey, how you doing? You all right?
Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I've got a some sort of lager here, so I'm ready.
Nice.
Cheers.
I needed a Disaronno today. I was like, after my birthday, I don't drink on film anymore. But I've had to have one today. I'm like, we need one. We need one today.
Oh God, yeah. How you doing? Yeah, crikey, what happened? There was a crash, right?
Mm. Oh God, it was a nightmare. Honestly, his dad rang me when the boys had been in the crash, and I was like, oh shit. So naturally, until I could calm down, I needed to see them first just to know that everything, yes, is actually okay. So I finally managed to video call all of them. They're fine. Honestly, Dylan was laughing
that's good.
Head off. I mean, his car's totaled. It's a write-off, so.
As long as they're in one piece, that's the main thing, eh?
Yeah.
More or less. He showed me his wrist. It's proper, like, wonky. I was like, he's got to go back to the hospital on Monday. I was like, oh, the stress. I was like, why? Why does this always happen before a Q&A? Everybody that knows are like, without fail, can't have a Q&A without a bit of drama. Like, and I'm quite cool and calm and collected. Like, if I just continue with this, put the phone on silent so nobody can like stress me out anymore.
Hey, Scotty, go ahead and make Matt a co-host as well.
Sorry, I'm not even doing my job now.
No, it's fine.
I've lost him.
Hey, Matt, if you take your phone and put it on its side, you can actually.
No. Yes.
Go out of port. There we go.
There we go.
Yep.
Where are we at? There he is. Hi, Matt.
How you doing? All right?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good.
You guys all good?
Yeah.
I'll see you September 1st. Woohoo!
Champion. Is it the first? That's Birmingham, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Right?
I don't know my way around Birmingham, but I'll find it eventually.
Happy days. Neither do we. It's fine. Well, hopefully we'll find it. I don't know.
I get there and band's like gone. It's like, wow, that's not helpful.
Plug it in the sat nav. Everything will be fine.
Like messaging, where are you at?
Yeah.
Where are you? I bet you can't wait to get back on tour now.
Oh my God! That's just like the understatement of the century, isn't it? Really, we just want to see each other, like give each other a hug and that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm speaking for Matt here. He might think the complete opposite.
It's like, no, mate.
It's been like a year now. I'm now struggling with. I'm finding it pretty difficult. I was okay initially. Now it's just I want it over now. Yeah.
Had enough. Let's go and do some gigs. Yeah, I can't wait though. It's gonna be great. And we haven't played any of the new songs from the new album at all. So it's like, we might be rubbish. We might forget. I don't remember how any of them go. So you have to learn them again. No, it'll be fine. It'll be ace.
I don't think you'll have trouble.
No,
I think you'll be fine.
It's gonna be grand. No, I'm really excited though, because some of those, songs are, all right. I quite like them, the new ones. So it was never, gigs were never bad before. I don't think, were they, Matt? I thought they were all right, weren't they?
Yeah.
People seem to enjoy themselves. So it can only get better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen some of your live stuff though. You sound amazing. You sound the sign of a good band is they sound the same when they're on, more or less, because obviously there's a tiny bit of a difference, you know what I mean? But as long as they more or less sound the same as they do in studio, that's the sign of a good band. And you guys sound pretty much the same.
Toby wanted me to tell you that he's coming. He's just he's been out to walk the dog, and then he bumped into someone else who had lost a dog, and they'd seen that he had a dog, so they thought, there's a guy who can help me go find a dog. And Cloud's here. Here you go. I'm just gonna You made me a admin or something. That's way too much power. I could just accidentally shut this whole thing down.
No, you'll be fine. No, I've done it so you can like mute yourself if need be, or if something happens.
Cool.
I'm expecting my doorbell to go at some point, so like ruined everything. Ruined
We
the
did-
recording.
We did like a live stream, you know, for when we put the album out, and I accidentally switched it off halfway through. I was like, everyone's like, "Where's the live stream?" Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. It's like,
Shall we change look again? Shall we take it off of him? Like, no. Naughty.
It was fine. I'm sure no one noticed.
I'm just like, it was Luke. Give us a minute.
Jim noticed.
But one of the
Jim
things I found out is even though Scotty is the host and we're co-hosts, since Scotty is the host, I actually can't mute her. I've tried. I can't mute her.
Ultimate power.
I know, it sucks. Yeah.
Wicked. I can admit people. Toby, decline. Here you go. No, I'm joking. We'll let him in.
He's only the lead singer. Don't need him.
I tried putting the band up as my background image. My head is right over Toby, so it's like I'm the new lead singer of Esoterica. So it's like, yeah, sorry.
Where is he? He's there somewhere. Tobes,
there he is.
Laura's coming in right now too.
Oh, happy days. See, we'll get there in the end.
And I'll put her on co-host. Everybody's in the band, sorry. I best not tell everybody the co-host. Everybody in the band are a co-host, so if you need to mute for whatever reason, you can do. Oh, and Cloud went and Cloud's back.
Yeah. Will be joining us.
Will be joining us?
Will's coming, is he?
Okay.
Cool. Great.
Ooh.
We didn't really know, did we, who was coming until, because Laura wasn't feeling well earlier, and she's here now, I think, somewhere. How do you change? Can I view everyone somehow? Is it?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
There she is.
Hi, how are you?
Not too bad, lovely. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Feeling a lot better now. I felt a bit unwell earlier, but
God bless you. What was up?
just felt like really headachy and fatigued and a bit sick.
Hard to hear.
That's all right. Feeling a lot better now.
What are the posters behind you there, Laura? What's that?
One is Back to the Future, and the other one is Interstellar.
Oh, that's great. Good posters.
Toby and Cloud, you are both co-hosts, so you guys can unmute yourselves at your own leisure. So that's up to you guys, just so you know.
Okay. I am.
There we go.
Do we have Toby?
Yep, Toby's there.
Toby should be here.
Charlie, can you send me this?
All right now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. I was just saying, I've been watching loads of 80s movies, like 70s movies lately. They're really cool, man. You can go back and watch them all.
Yeah, they're better than, well, a lot of them are better than like new movies, I think.
Yeah, it's just weird seeing them, you know, like go back and watch them. And
like when you watch them as a kid, like the special effects, like were they're like a lot better than they seem now. Quite funny. Quite funny the difference.
Yeah, man. I watched The Last Starfighter the other day, right?
Oh,
and
classic.
It's a classic. Oh, I'm telling you. And like the and watching it back now, it's like, wow, like, you know, you can see. But when I was a kid, I remember thinking, wow, this is amazing, you know?
It's funny how things change, isn't it?
Oh, it's cool. That is an awesome film, though.
Some of them stay like timeless, though, like Labyrinth. Like,
Yeah.
that's just awesome.
It is, yeah.
I like admitting people. This is really fun. Laura, have you got a cup of tea there? Is that a cup of tea?
It is.
Yeah.
Nothing in it. Just tea. Yeah.
Yeah, just tea, because it is 7 a.m. here where I am in Australia.
Oh, crikey!
Wow.
7 a.m. Sunday morning.
10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
That's commitment, isn't it?
Like outside and bright.
Hi, buddy. All right.
Say hello.
Hello.
You're welcome. Hello. It's been a day.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah.
Hey, I think your kids are coming on, Scotty. I see Josh is ugly is signing on right now.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, she smacked her brother. They're the one that's broke his arm. She hit him today. I was like, no. I was like, when they're feeling better, just give them a smack for scaring me. So she always sees this hand come in the camera. I was like, no, don't hit me. She's in the hospital. Boy, where's she at? Where's this troublemaker?
At least I'm presuming that's who Josh's ugly is.
No, that's what. Yeah.
Yep, there she is. Yep.
Hello, beautiful. She's like, there we go. Got a thumbs up. She got something at least. Did you say Will was coming? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is he? Someone said Will was coming.
I don't want to start without him, but at the same time.
Oh no, start without him. Yeah, absolutely.
Shows
Yeah.
up when he wants to. Fair dues. Like Charmin, nobody waits for me.
It's all right. You know, you just have to catch up. Forfeits.
He's got to be here for my my traditional question that I have to ask.
Oh, we'll have to. Yeah, we'll wait for him for that. Definitely. Yeah.
If not,
Is because someone want to phone him?
I'll get him on speakerphone, shall I?
Yeah, do that now.
I don't know. Do I
Everybody's on here and wondering where the fuck you are.
We're waiting for you. Kupo!
Oh yeah, we have a Kupo.
Oh yeah, don't even say hello to Clyde. Hello, Kupo.
Hey, Shoxy.
Sorry, Clyde. Hello, Clyde.
Ivy, come here.
That's who we're really waiting on.
Say hi. Say hello.
Oh wow, there's another one. Ah, he's beautiful.
He's a good girl.
What's your dog called, Toby?
Ivy.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
She's lovely. She's very easy to live with. Real quiet, chilled out, very good, just easy.
She looks like a
Nice. All right, okay, I've had enough now. Your big faces in my big face. Go on.
Better than my upstairs neighbor's dogs. They've been going nuts barking at each other all day.
No. She
Yeah.
literally barked 3 times in her life, and every time there's been something going on. Like, you know, we had someone turn up to just turn up in the garden, and she just went straight out and cornered them. And when I went out, I was like, "What's going on?" And then like, "Oh, I've lost my cat. I'm looking for my cat." And she just, the moment I started talking, she just switched off. She was like, "Okay, fine, nothing bad here. See you later." She's really clever little thing, really. I never trained her to do it. She just does it. It's cool.
She's protecting her people.
Yeah, she's good. She's like, but 99% of the time, as I say, she probably barked about 3 or 4 times in her whole life. So, you know, she's very quiet, easy. I don't think my neighbours even knew I had a dog for a bit. Which is, no, but yeah, she, apart from, you know, walking her, they'd never see her, never hear her.
I know there's an adage out there of, I don't necessarily trust a person that doesn't like dogs, but I always trust a dog that doesn't like a certain person.
Yeah, yeah. There is, yeah. It's funny because, well, I mean, Kupo does tricks, doesn't like? He's like, yeah.
Floor is lava. Yep.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Oh mate, we're learning colours and colours at the moment. He's got different colour dinosaurs.
Really?
So,
yes.
We're going through those.
Are you? That's awesome.
He knows red, but
yeah. But then maybe that colour that looks up in the colour spectrum of the eye.
Imagine
you know,
so.
Like dog eyes
they're colourblind, aren't they? They
yeah,
see.
But maybe...
It's like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a certain kind
Shades
of
of
colourblind,
grey.
isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. Oh God, Cloud. No, but you never know. Maybe it is just a certain type of colour, like he recognises one's darker than the other or whatever. That's pretty amazing, man.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
You'd be the warm-up act.
Yeah.
Any cat lovers?
I don't have a cat. No, I've never had a cat.
But look at this one. She's cute.
Is that Marie?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Marie.
Hey guys.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Yeah, Toby, where's your t-shirt? Where's your t-shirt?
It's in my bedroom. I should go and get it, really, shouldn't I? How are you?
You should. I'm good. You guys okay?
Yeah,
not
cool,
bad,
man.
thank you.
I can't wait for September. September?
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
As long as the whole world doesn't go crazy again, you know?
No, not
Yeah.
allowed. Not allowed.
I know. I've had enough. Done with it.
Yeah,
Done with
everyone
it.
has.
1 year
But yeah.
without a gig.
Oh,
A long
God,
time, isn't it?
not just a gig. I was driving past the pub the other day thinking I'd really, really love to go and have a pint.
So we
Yeah.
built a pub in Pip's garden.
Did you?
I don't know
Yeah,
if you
of course
heard.
did.
We built a pub in Pip's garden. We're partying there last night. Mate,
Oh,
you need
that's
to come. You need to come
Yeah,
down.
that is a great idea.
It's a proper pub, like a proper building with a bar and everything, a TV on the wall. It's insane.
No.
It's insane, seriously.
Oh,
Busy in lockdown.
Told you. Oh, mate, it's brilliant.
that is a great idea.
We
It's
all need to
such a
go.
good idea.
We need to play at Pip's pub.
Yes,
That's a good idea too.
I love that. Can we add that on the tour, please? Boom,
Yeah,
boom of Pip.
Yeah, Pip's out. Actually, that's a really good idea.
Yes.
I like that. You know, a little
Let's do
bit of a, you know, guitars, like some acoustics and
Acoustic. Do you remember
you
the
know,
wedding?
a few beers. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, we should definitely do some sort of like a. How is Pip? I've had a bit of a Facebook time off. You know, like sometimes
You've disappeared off Facebook, haven't you?
What?
Yeah.
And everything, because I just needed
All
some time
social
off, you know,
media.
like the world.
So I
Pretty
think
not
everyone
bad
needs that
idea.
every now and then. It's a good idea.
Yeah, you need it.
Just for a
Detox.
bit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of just quiet time and just to sort of, because there's everyone's like, not being funny, but the whole world's got an opinion, haven't they? And every opinion's up all the time. Exactly. And then you get this overload and you're thinking, shit, I don't even know what I think anymore.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then you just have to
So
like,
true.
I reached a moment where I just thought, no, I've just got to switch this off and get away for a bit and have a bit of a,
Yeah.
It's a good
bit of
idea.
a calm down.
What are
Walk
you
away from
eating,
it.
Toby?
I'm eating crisps.
Question 1 of the Q&A. What are you eating?
What are you eating?
I know, yeah. Well, the thing is, it's kind of got that, you know, pub vibe, isn't it? You know, I'm drinking rum and orange juice.
As always.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what it's, you know, it's nice. Yes. Yeah. I'll probably be on the floor later. But yeah, just that and some crisps, salt and vinegar variety. Plain
Good
Walkers, which is not really my sort of favourite, but it's just what was in the house. But yeah, it's good.
Where's
What's
the
everyone
dog?
else doing? What's everyone drinking?
What's
Wine.
everyone drinking?
Wine.
Has everyone got a drink?
You know me and the wine.
Oh,
I mean, if you haven't got one and you want to go get one,
Whiskey
we'll
soda.
wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Have
we like
a-
to lie.
Oh, yeah, wicked.
There you
I'll do a
go.
cup of tea.
Kirsten and Jeremy, they just gone to get a drink. Sensible.
We got branched chain amino acids. Hey.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm seeing
Oh.
some t-shirts. Hello, Beth's got a t-shirt on, and Stacey, and I think Kirsten and Jeremy had the other two as well. So that's I'm loving that. That's great.
Nice.
I'll have a
Yeah.
flip through.
Wicked.
They're all their American.
Do you know what? I haven't done that. How do you do that? Hey, oh, look at that.
Yeah, you can't
You
fit
know,
everyone on
I'm
one
so
screen,
crap with
unfortunately.
technology. I did work this out last time. Got it now. Happy days. Hello, Matty.
Hello.
Bonjour. How are you, bruv?
All right, matey. How you doing?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to you in ages.
No, I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Well, it's not your fault. It's my fault too, isn't it? What's occurring? How are you folks? They all right?
Yeah, first jab done. So I think the second one's coming in May.
Mate, you shouldn't do that to them.
Funny man. Funny
Yeah.
Old man getting on.
Yeah, he's all right, mate. He's all right. You know, he's crazy. He's getting up ladders and things. He's just
No stopping him.
no stopping him. No, smashes himself to bits and gets up and carries on.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, me and Toby are brothers, and our dad used to drive us everywhere, didn't he, to all our gigs? He's like our first manager, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, yeah.
So, yeah. Nutter, you total nutter. Tried to speak foreign languages even though he couldn't, you know, that sort of thing.
Just
have a go.
Yeah, some of those were the
You know?
greatest moments.
Like, just speak English with a thick foreign accent and then just hope for the best.
very Del Boy. Oh, Dom Perignon. It's fucking great.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Mate, actually, do you know what though? The funny thing is, getting away with it. I mean, the amount of places we went to and everything else, like Jesus, still get around, still could get a beer anywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess there's international signs, isn't there, for most things?
Mate, there's a life skill in that, isn't there?
Yeah, that's it. Matt's got it.
Too.
Perfect. Kirsten and Jeremy, I hope I'm saying your names right. You got. I'm loving the t-shirts, and I'm glad you went to get a drink. Wicked. Well done. What did you get?
Oh.
Hey, what is that? Puff tart. I love that. That's great. Wicked.
Yeah, I've got Chardonnay. We've got this puff tart, like fruit sour that we got.
That's wicked. I have no idea why. I'm going to Google that. That's great. Awesome. Sorry, Scotty. We've totally what's the word? We've just taken over your
railed
thing. Yeah,
No, it's entertaining as hell to watch.
Oh, that's good. Happy days.
The reason we even started doing these Q&As ages ago anyway was so bands could talk to fans. Hey, that's what's happening here. This is perfect. This is what we wanted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell everyone our deepest, darkest secrets and my most humiliating moments in life are.
We got some good information last time, though. I'm not going to lie. It was great fun.
Well, very much so.
I was just warming up.
Don't worry, we'll be making some throwbacks to that tonight. That's definitely planned. Cool. Yep. And actually, Toby, I'm actually glad to hear that you actually had been off Facebook, because I'd actually messaged you a few days ago asking about some things for today. So Luke brought me up to speed on that. So that was good to know for sure.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sorry. What I should have done is put up
no worries.
Telling people what I was doing, but you know, like sometimes you just have a day and you just think that's it, done, gonna have a break.
Man, no, completely understandable. If I didn't have to be plugged in because of work, I completely understand where you're coming from. No worries in the slightest. So
it's fun. I always found it very easy to do that in life. Like if I go back to sort of like times where, you know, we're in very big experimentation times in our lives and things like that. And I remember just thinking one day, that's it, off, done, and like just switching off. And I've always been lucky with that. But the problem is that sometimes when you do that, you don't think things through and you don't, as I say, tell people or whatever, you just sort of knock it on the head for a bit. And yeah, funny.
Spontaneous. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not, because it kind of winds up a bit. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you sort of think about things and you wind up and up and up and up and up and up, and then you just think, "Pop, done." And I suppose the problem with that is it's from everyone else's perspective, it's not spontaneous, isn't it? Because they think, "Where's he gone?"
I think, why isn't Toby replying to my messages?
I know, rude bastard. Yes, yeah. Yes, that's me. I'm sorry.
Scotty, how many questions you got then? Have you counted them?
No.
No? Okay.
We've given up doing 20 because we think about 20 and it never.
Is that more than 3? Like less than 100? Okay, yeah, cool.
Less than 100, more than 3.
Yeah, perfect. That'll do.
But we've got some fun stuff for you at the end, so.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait for that.
Yep.
But I'm going to get you to introduce yourselves again, because there's some people on here that have not met you yet. So I thought, go crazy. Whoever wants to go first.
Why doesn't Luke just introduce us all?
I'll go first. Yeah, because I'm a.
Because otherwise, it could be flicking back in between screens and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
It'd be like a bloody.
So and it's nice because we've got kind of a different crowd to last time, which is cool. and some more familiar faces, which is lovely. I'm Luke, so I do most of this kind of stuff, you know, online and that, and write a lot of the songs and play drums as well. Yeah, so that's another thing I do.
I think
so,
what your
like,
life story, mate.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, what I'm trying to say though is that if people write to us online, or they do, like, it's usually me responding. So like, I'm that guy. I'm the guy who does this stuff. Toby is my brother. He's the singer, and you know, writes all the words to all the songs, and you know, some other things. Someone's just coming in. Hang on, I'm just going to let him in the room. I feel a bit weird introducing everyone else, but I'm going to do it anyway. Fuck it. Matt is.
Look, I got my eye on the lobby. You don't worry about that, man. I got it.
Oh, sweet, cool.
Yep.
I quite enjoy it though. It's nice. It's like the power, isn't it?
You want to? I'll get out of the way. You go for it, Naaman. No problem.
Let him in, even if they look dodgy. Let him in anyway. Come on. Matt is. He's my brother. He's not my actual brother, but he's my brother with other parents.
Brother from another mother.
And he, we went to school together, and he's just the best guitarist I've ever known in my life, honestly. And he happens to be in our band as well, which is nice. Sorry, Matt.
Text in the post.
Yay! I really mean that though. Like, just you know, you got a vibe. It's really hard to quantify what it is, but it's like the guitar is an extension of your body. That sounds like some sort of euphemism, doesn't it? But no, it's you feel it, man. It's cool. That still sounds dodgy. Cloud plays bass. He's just the nicest guy. He chats to everyone. He's got a wonderful dog. You came into the band through you were mates with Laura, right? My
That's
memory
right,
shit,
yep.
it's terrible. And you've been with us for some years. I don't know how many.
Actually, a long time now.
10 years or something, man.
Not
Yeah.
10
Mate,
years.
it's a long time.
No.
Gotta be coming up
I
to
know,
10.
I know.
You're the new guy, aren't you? Like,
Yeah,
no, Will's the
Nothing
new
Left
guy.
to
Will's the new
Lose
guy.
came out in 2012.
Fucking hell, man.
Shit. Fucking hell, right, so Cloud, shit. I still think of you as the new guy. That's terrible.
Cloud also has the biggest muscles.
Yeah. Laura, you play guitar, and also you're very good. You're very technical. You're kind of like me, aren't you? Like, you do a bit of recording and producing. You do coding as well. We both make websites and that, and so we're quite similar. You're like the female equivalent of me, I suppose, in the band, aren't you? Really, you're sort of the more kind of technical one. And
But I'd also say that she, unlike Matt, she knows how the guitar's equipment all works.
Yeah,
and like but everything about all that stuff as well. Like, you know, so there's a lot of what's the word, like rescuing going on left, right, and centre. Do you know what I mean? Like,
definitely. The other thing about Laura is that she, like, you write a lot of songs, don't you? And then every now and then you'll just come out with something which I just think, what, like, where did that come? Like, you wrote, well, you wrote "Gone" on the new album, which is just not like any of the other stuff that you normally write. Really, like, that was just a riff that came out, and I was like, wow, that's just like not, what was that? And you also wrote a track called "It Rains," which was on one of our albums, which is a wicked song. Yeah, and it, you know, again, just come out of nowhere. Like, you just seem to have these moments of magic sometimes, where you just think, wow, that's really cool. And Will's not with us yet, is he? Have I've forgotten anyone, have I? No, just Will. And so Will is me and Toby are brothers. Will is our cousin, and he is probably the most talented musician out of all of us. He's like a proper,
aggressively talented, isn't he?
He's like a classically trained, like,
he actually knows the notes that we play.
Yeah, we got no idea what we're doing. He can tell us what it is in, you know, fancy language and that. So yeah.
But not only that, he's just very, very he's like probably the most understated, is the way I would describe it. He's one of those people that will sort of say, oh, I'm not sure, maybe I could do it, and then fucking bangs out a load of Mozart, and you're sitting there thinking, mate, what are you playing at? You know, he literally, he can go from that to Pink Floyd to, you know, very, very clever, like, very clever musician, like.
And he's always late as well. Really. He's like, where is he? He's not here. Rubbish.
He's not here yet.
I tried to call him, he didn't answer. So there you go.
Didn't he?
Everything he needs to know.
Leave him a nasty message. Or you. Everyone's talking about you.
We still love him, though. We love him, really. So, yes, that's it. Was that, you want the answers to be shorter than that, don't you, from here onwards?
Mate, we're going to be here till midnight.
Yeah, that's it.
All good, man. All good. Oh, Toby's done. He's out of here. He's left.
Oh,
This one's got top up.
I might get a top up myself.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Don't worry, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was like, trying to be polite.
No, you don't have to be. Go, go, go.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
So
talking shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about you. So Jesse Norris sadly isn't here. I don't see them. But they did have a question. So if they do pop on later, I'll get them to come and say hi.
Yeah, sure.
So, and I've lost the question. I'm personally interested. So they're personally interested in the origins of ESO and your influences.
Because I answer every question, I'm going to hand that to like one of the others.
You're best qualified to answer that one, though.
Yeah, but I'm just
you were there when it started, and none of the rest of us were.
But okay, okay, so I'm not handing it to someone else. Okay, so the way that all started was long ago when I was at school. Oh Jesus, I'm trying to think back. It was black and white back then. When I went to school, they had. I went to Africa, and when I was in Africa, I got in trouble. They threatened to send me home, and then I was learning to play guitar. So one of the teachers had a guitar, so I was just playing it, like noodling all day. Then someone was like, "Oh, you can play. You've got to." So we got to this school. They did this big show thing in front of us, and then after that, they said, like, "Can you play?" Because we didn't have anything prepared. So I just played a couple of songs. I think I played like Bush or something like that. It was a long time ago. And then like everyone was really happy with me. Like, you know, wow, you did this thing. It's amazing. And like, I don't know. I don't know. I felt like I did something right, you know? So then I came back and, you know, Charlie was a guy who was with me when I was there, and he was like, he can play bass. So he was like, come on, let's play some music. So we started, literally, I had this amplifier probably about this big with like a little string holding a microphone up and stuff, and just learned to play in a band, really. And then I suppose, you know, my brother could play instruments. So it was like one of those, I'll tell you a story about when I was a kid. So like, when I was a kid, I got a Meccano set, right? So my dad got me this Meccano set. So it's like all these little metal things with little metal bolts, and you bolt them together and you make something, yeah? And Luke got this train, right? And it was like from the Dark Ages. I mean, it was like really just a steam engine, and you made like a little fire underneath it, and you filled it with water, and it would like, and the thing would go round. Do you know what I mean? So my old man sat us down and he was like, I'm going to show you something. So we made this crane out of like Meccano. And then we set up the steam engine to run the string, pulling the string up and down, right? And of course we were like, this is great. We've made this thing, you know? And then it was like, I want to do it and he wanted to do it. And there was this, and he said, both of you own half of it, but neither of you can play with that without the other. So like, we had to learn to get on, because really, to be honest, up till that point, like, I can't even remember, like, I think you hit me in the face with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And like stabbed me in the hand.
You smashed a plate over my head.
Yeah. I kicked the door off the hinges. Like, we were at war.
I used to correct your spelling sometimes. That used to wind you right up.
I threw a dart in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
You did.
I had to twist it to pull it out.
Yeah. It was right in there, wasn't it?
It really was in there. Yeah. You were like, what's that? I was like, nothing.
Well, we've all done it, right? You know, like
no.
You were like, it's like a tennis ball, but it's stuck to my head.
That's sibling love right there. That's for sure. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was war. My poor parents. I'm telling you.
But we did. We sort of agreed on music, didn't we? Really, we kind of, that was a.
Yeah, it was, and really, that's where I learned to love Matt as well, because you know,
Matt was my friend, so you didn't like him because
you hated him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just, I don't know, man. Like, that was really like a big turning point, wasn't it? All sort of changed, and like those are like the early days. That's kind of like, it's hard, you know. I suppose the nice thing is we went from being at war with each other to being all on the same page. And I think when you're prepared to throw a dart into your brother's head, you're pretty much prepared to do anything. So, like, you know, we were always going to try and do 110 and just get somewhere, do something great, you know, with what we have, like as much skill as we can muster, you know. And I think that, you know, there's been moments where we've all had our sort of disagreements and stuff, but there's also, we've kind of got round, man. As I say, we've done some pretty amazing stuff, you know. Yeah, man, you can see Ivy. Come here. No, she's being lazy. She's asleep. Oh, you probably can't see her. Oh, I'm trying to zoom in on my phone. You can't do that, can you? Can you see? It's too dark, isn't it? I'll get her up in a minute. She's been a bit lazy the last few days. She's been in season, so she's just out. And because she's just out, she's like, you know, she's just like lazy and chilled out, you know. All her hormones are out of whack. She went, you know, running around the place. I want to find boys, you know.
At that point, I was like, I feel you, mate. I know how you feel. And then I went, I'm not going to say nothing now. I was like, I'm just putting myself in picking myself in a hole there. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Nope. So a lot of our American friends want to know if you're going to the US.
I would love to go to the US. Do you know what? That's like a lifetime ambition to get out there and play some decent shows, you know? Yeah. I think there's many little things in the way at the moment. One is lockdown, and number two really is we made an album. We put, you know, money into that. There's a lot out, and obviously we sold a lot of tickets, so there's a lot to come in, and it just stalled things, if that makes sense. I mean, one of the problems that I've got myself is like, suddenly we went from using the studio and being in places like that where we could go and talk and make music and all the rest of it to trying to do stuff like remotely. And you can get so far like that and put stuff together like that. I think the downside is that you can't quite kick the ball over the line. Do you know what I mean? You just can't quite get to that. You really need to be in the room together. Like, but at least when we do get to that point now, we're going to have a lot of material to start off with. So the answer is, you know, yeah, man, I'd love to go. I want to go to America all day long. I want to go there. I've been to we've been to like Hollywood, but I want to go and see the place. Yeah. You know, it's a big place. Mm-hmm. It's a big place. There's a lot there. You know, I think one of the things, like, England's small. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been up and down it umpteen times. You know, and even when you go around Europe, it's all very close together. Whereas, like, and it's a different vibe as well, you know. There's definitely.
Ooh,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Definither.
But it's kind of when, isn't it? Like, because we are. I think we're. You know, most of our fans are in, you know, the UK. That's just a fact, you know. And like, we went from, you know, kind of selling out, you know, this little club to, you know, and it took us, I don't know what, it took us like 6 months or something to sell out this little club, you know, in 2019, and then then the next, like 6 months later, like, you know, because, you know, the album started picking up and we were getting more streams and we started, you know, plugging it more on social media and stuff. And then we kind of, we managed to sell out the same club in like, you know, a week or something. It was like 2 weeks or whatever it was. It was a much shorter period of time. Anyway, it's like well in advance of the gig. And then so we booked these bigger gigs and we, like, you know, so far, you know, I think we sold 600 tickets or something across the tour. So it's like, you know, we've gone from selling like 100 tickets to selling like 600 tickets in literally like a year, you know, like, or a year and a half. So it's gone amazingly well. And like, I think like for us at the moment, it's like, you know, we've got to, I think kind of what Toby was suggesting there, really, like we've got to kind of, you know, keep that momentum going, I guess, if that's the way of putting it, you know, like, is it, and then I think once we've kind of got, you know, enough people in the state, because the trouble is the other problem with the States is it's obviously really spread out. So we've got, you know, kind of hubs, if you like, of people in different places, you know, Chicago and Los Angeles and, you know, some in New York and you know, like just kind of spread out in different places. But, you know, like, you know, you can't just kind of play in the middle and hope that everyone comes there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it sort of doesn't really work like that. So I think we've got to kind of almost do the same thing that's happened here and yeah, go over there and do that. So yeah,
we definitely got some Americans though that are like, we need to come here.
Can't wait.
I bet.
It's gonna be awesome.
You need help scouting locations in the US and finding locations. You got several of us over here who will happily help you find areas and locations.
Charlie's already been doing that for other bands, to be honest.
I have actually, yeah, happy to do so. I've been doing some, Stacy's been doing some, Jessica's been doing some. I think actually Beth's been doing some. We'll help you guys find locations over here in a heartbeat, no question.
That'd be awesome.
Let me know. I can help out however you like.
I think as well, the other thing is obviously we would need to make, because it'd be like the first time we go there, we'd probably be needing to go supporting someone, wouldn't we, really? I think, but again, I think that's all possible. It depends what you do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that, let me put it like this, I'll put it in a different way. I personally think that if we go there, we want to be doing it to like grow aggressively. Do you see what I mean? Because there's no fun going to a gig, and I don't mean for us, I mean for fans, where there's 5 people. Do you know what I mean? So going all the way to go to some bar somewhere with 5 people, it's not going to be great for you guys, you know, like, but there is an element to me which is so desperate to go, I would do that. And yet there's another side to me, my logical head goes backwards and just says, do you know what? Get on with someone, just like what we did with the Marilyn Manson tour, just get on with someone and, you know, do the dates that way and then immediately run our own dates afterwards. And you stand a much better chance. And like, we've like, when I say we've done this in here and we know that that works, you know, I would love to go, definitely.
Yeah, what we've been saying to everyone, just share their music in the US, because then at least it's seeing more people, which in turn might get you more following and more people, so you're not having a 5-person gig, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what I'm trying to say though. I mean, I say it that way because that's how it is when you start. But the other thing I would say is like one of the other points that we've, with the money to come back in from the shows that we've done, is we know that our advertising budget the first time round was tiny. And so the next album wise, it would be exponentially bigger. And that means that we have the budget then to be able to go to other places, you know, and certainly like, if you're going to America, as I said, it's such a big place, you know, like I would like to, if we're going to do it, we're going to advertise the crap out of the places we're going to. Do you know what I mean? So, and deliberately with that kind of targeted attitude, because, you know, you want to make things as great as possible, you know?
Definitely. Where do you all live though? Put it in the chat and then we'll make sure like we, you know, make a note.
Is there anything you want like fans to do, like to help you out to get, is it just mainly you just want us to keep sharing stuff? Basically, because I never shut up every time I speak. So there's this band and they're in the UK. They're probably like, "Would you just shut up now?"
Oh, bless you.
So,
yeah, like I'd say share music and videos and stuff like that. That probably says more than you could say in words anyway. And I also think, you you know, if sometimes you know people, you know, like you don't realize you know people or whatever, and you know, those that can help, you know, like Jim said it in the chat earlier, sometimes it's who you know and all that, and it's true, you know, like sometimes you can meet people and, you know, they happen to know, I don't know, Amy Lee or something or whatever it is, you know, some person, and you're like, oh yeah, cool, and then these things kind of work themselves out. I'm admitting this person's Zoom user. Sounds dodgy, but let's let them in.
Ooh, it's like a surprise. Well, funnily enough, you said that. We actually were talking to somebody a couple of weeks ago called Gerardo Martinez, and he is actually the general manager for Nuclear Blast Records. So
let's line up a meeting, Scotty. Let's go. Come on. Let's get him on the Zoom.
Maybe
well,
it's
not me.
music.
It's Jessica you need to talk to. She knows them.
And I was actually thinking a different perspective. Maybe we should see if Esoterica could possibly tour with Frog Leap.
That'd be awesome. I'd just be fun just to go, just to watch, and like,
yeah,
you know.
I mean, that'd be a tour made in heaven in my book. So yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, that'd be wicked fun.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that'd be wicked fun. But yeah, I'll message you later.
We'll see who we'll have our people talk to their people, and we'll just have people talk to people.
I'll be sure to send over you guys' information over to Gerardo and have him check it out.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. Legend. Cool. There you go. We've done it. We've solved it here.
Done.
Well, he did just sign Rob Zombie to his label, so.
That'd be wicked. That's perfect.
Yeah. You could be their support act. That could work.
All day long. All day long.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. It would be freaking awesome, wouldn't it?
It's like all these things. You'd be amazed that somehow like people come out of the woodwork in weird ways, and you just think, wow, how the heck, I wasn't expecting that, you know. And it is great, you know.
Yeah, I had somebody message me who's actually worked with you guys before, so they're interested in some. Yeah, Richard Oakes.
Oh yeah.
He's a wonderful chap. He shot the videos for the ones we did recently, I suppose, for Humanity and also In Dreams, didn't he?
And he made a movie.
And the live.
I know, I just watched it.
Yeah, and Debbie Road.
Yeah. And his movie did really, really well. Like stunningly well. He kicked ass.
And he's a really nice guy. It's outrageous, actually. He could be so talented and so nice. And also, he's got like approximately 1,000 children, hasn't he? He's got like 6 or 7 children.
I know, yeah.
I don't know how he functions, to be honest. Like, I'm just like
making
movies.
He just don't sleep.
He has 6 or 7 kids. He has almost as many as Scotty does. Wow.
I don't know what you mean. It's gone really random. I thought you said 16. I went, oh, that's okay. I'm like,
16.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 of them had popped on the Vogue Come On Go on the chat. So.
Oh, bless him.
But yeah, he was talking about it. He did host me, so I watched that the other night. There, I was going to review it. So.
Yeah,
that's his first like feature film, and for his first film, it's bloody amazing. It got to like number 3, I think, in the horror charts on iTunes or something. It's done incredibly well.
Amazing.
When we first
so check it out. Host
very good, was it, Luke?
Yeah, we had a bit of a laugh with him when we were in Iceland filming Humanity, because it was just me and Toby and him, and freezing our butts off in Airbnbs around Iceland. And he played us. He gave us the film, and he was like, you know, he's been working, you know, put his blood, sweat, and tears into this thing for like, you know, months or probably years. And he's kind of given us the first cut of it, and he's going like, "What, God, you know, what do you think, guys? Like, what do you think?" And we were like,
"Don't wait."
Yeah, all right. I was like, well, I mean, it looks good. Like,
don't drop me in this.
But the sound, like the mix is a bit shit, Rich. Like it's not great.
Yeah.
And he was like, and I could just see he was just like, I just really upset him. And he said like, oh no, but what, I didn't know this, but apparently when they shoot films, like they edit them before the audio is mixed. So it's all like, you know, people have like cameras on their shirt and it's all go like this, like they're kind of, you know, shuffling things out because they haven't put in the kind of proper mics from above and all that. So there's me slagging off his film that he just spent, you know,
Yeah,
months or
yeah.
years and
It was
all
genius.
his life savings like making. And so yeah, he was really upset with me for a while after that.
Yeah, well, we've
Now it
never let
sounds
him
brilliant.
forget
It sounds
I love how
sounds wicked now.
You try and rope me into it, eh? Like it, yeah.
I'm sure Toby said it actually before me. I'm sure it was him. Actually.
Yeah. We were in this room, which was like a little brick room underneath someone's house, you know, and like the walls were painted white, and the kitchenette was like something from like the 70s, you know.
Have you seen the film Hostel? Have you seen that film?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Do you know what? One of the great things about touring is rooms that you see. You know, we went to one where the room was like The Shining. There was wallpaper on the door. You know, there was wallpaper on the wall.
Which one was this? I don't remember this.
This was in Germany.
Yeah.
Like, we had this mate, Rog, and he's like this really big, like burly lad, you know, he's like done door work and all the rest of it. He's a lovely guy. And he said, I couldn't sleep. He said, I was awake all night, lying in bed, thinking someone was going to come into the room. It was like The Shining. You know, you got this guy who probably popped someone's head off, like, you know, like a jam jar sort of lid, you know? And he's and he
Did you find a naked old lady in your bathtub?
I'm telling you, yeah, with a machete. It's that kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the wallpaper right there.
I'm telling you. Well, what was the bedroom in the Reaper Barn? The Reaper Barn is like Amsterdam, but in Germany, and it's like this little. You got like these big doors at one end and big doors at the other end, and it's all glass windows and whatnot, you know. And we were staying in this rooms like above a bar, and it was one of them. Like I went in there, my plastic sheets, like I'm not joking, the bed was plastic. I switched on the light, it was red. The whole everything was white, and suddenly everything was red. It was, yeah, that was a weird old place, man. It's just some wonderful, weird places we've been, you know, you just end up in it. We digress. You asked us like one question. We're going to be here till midnight, I'm telling you.
I just made that comment to the other hosts on our chat, actually. I was like, we got through
privately, right? These bastards.
one question in 45 minutes.
Is it too soon to mute the band? Like it's like that, isn't it?
We don't mind though, because this is like, it's more like flowy. It's like a chat, like you're saying, like at a pub. So
yeah.
We have fun. If we get a question, we get a question. It don't
Go
matter.
on,
let's rattle them off. Come on, let's go. Come on, what have we got?
We've got one just for Toby. Are you still keeping up with your recorder lessons? Do you remember that?
Recorder?
Yeah.
Oh my god. No. if I tried to play that, oh dear, it'd probably sound horrific. What am I doing musically though? I don't know. I've got a guitar. Actually, do you know what? I've been looking at getting a new Mac, and I've been really looking at synth sounds, like loads of them. I've been like looking at all these old awesome like sounds, you know. But the trouble is, it's like a couple of grand here and a grand there. Do you know what I mean? To start buying them but I'm loath to buy something that sounds like it, if you know what I mean. I really want to get the real stuff. And that's like, if I was to say, that's not like being, you know, like, how would I describe it? It's not being purist. It's being soundist. Like, I don't care that
sounds
it's from where or whatever. It's just, yeah, some you can just hear the sound. It just, and you just,
sometimes cheap stuff sounds ace, like, you know. But
yeah, absolutely.
Some of those vintage, like those analog synths, like, you know, are just unbelievably good. Like some of them, you just plug them in, you start, you know, twiddling some knobs and that. You're just like, you're in a happy place, aren't you? Really, it's just.
I know, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we've done kind of a role reversal, because I was always really into, you know, I've got, you know, Macs and synths and all that, and then like recently I've been kind of like thinking about, you know, you know, ordering Chinese flutes off the internet. So there's all the stuff that Toby used to do. Like, you know, like, you know, how can I, what happened if I bang this thing, you know, and put some weird mic next to it, you know, like, you know, I'm kind of, you know, I've gone the other way, you know. So that's cool. That's good. We should still have that balance, hopefully, of like when we did the riddle, that we kind of experimented, didn't we, with different sounds and like, you know, weird flutes and things. And
what was that flute that Barry had? A barwoo?
A barwoo. That's it. Yes. God blimey, I forgot about that. And then there was, and then on the third album, I can't remember what it was called. That one, you know, we kind of I went mad on the synths. I was like dead into synths and all that. And then on the most recent album, it's kind of like we kind of went almost like full circle, because we kind of had the cool synths, but we also had the kind of some of the weird instruments and the kind of more proggy stuff, and we had the orchestra, and it's the whole lot, you know. We were just kind of like, it was everything that we always wanted to do in one thing. And I think that's we're gonna carry on doing that, I think, really. Like, but it's interesting that I didn't really think about it, but you're kind of going more into the synths and I'm kind of going more into the analog, or not analog mode, but the kind of, you know, real things.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Gary Newman, you know, and like he's just got some great sounds in there. And like he reinvented himself so well. Like he just like that is like God mode reinvention.
As long as Matt's not the one talking to him, we're okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But yes, you remember. But yeah, it's one of them though. It's one of them where now, like, I don't know. I've just been listening to it a lot, and a lot, and I just think there's some such beautiful sounds in there, you know, and like I'm really definitely like musically, I'm really a mood person and a vibe person, and I love those kind of like that's kind of why I started watching all the old films. Like I watched the original Tron, and like I watched all these old like just movies and stuff. Like I was silly things like just, and the more I don't know, it's just like dipping your toes into a time, isn't it? You know, it's there's just stuff in there. Like if I was to say, the funny thing is you go back and you watch these films and they have these moments of like awesomeness in amongst a whole load of like, do you know what I mean? Like some fucking weird, like, I don't know, almost like it's painful to listen to the backtrack and you're like, this is hurting me, you know, I just gotta sit through that weird fucking god-awful key sound that just sounds 4p, and then suddenly there's this awesome something else and you're like, wow man, what's that? And then you go and look and you find out it's a synth which is half the size of your room, you know, and you're like, wow, how did they make that? Who thought of that? Someone sat down and started getting bits of wire out and was like, I can make this weird sound, you know. Genius. I love it. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, he's right. We're kind of swapping places, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. Why not? Stranger Things, someone said on the chat. Yeah, that's wicked. That's it. It's all those sorts of sounds, isn't it?
But that was all done with the old stuff.
That's going to make a feature on the next one, I reckon. So melodica. It might not, but I don't know. See what happens.
There is some great stuff, and it's funny as well because like if you go and watch, like there's a lot of really good like when you look at like you know, like the Vikings would have led a lot of people onto Fever Ray because of the beginning there, you know, that beginning bit of music. But if you go into like listening to Fever Ray, there's some really great sounds, some really interesting stuff going on. But there's a whole load of these series where someone has done a little snippet of music at the beginning, and those bits of music, they're just beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a shame that there's not like more of that stuff in bands music, if you know what I mean. It's like, and there's this element to me which is desperate to like get into some more, do you know what I mean? The main thing is like time and money, and doing that. I mean, like, you know, I'm probably about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through building a new studio, and that will be, I think it'll probably take me another month, maybe 2 months to finish that. And then once that's, like, so I'm doing it on Saturdays and nighttime and all the rest of it. But once I've done that is a totally dedicated space, you know, because we're losing the other one now, which is a bit of a pain. But it's just the way life, you know, we will move on and blah blah blah. So when we sort of found when that sort of decision was made, it sort of made it very obvious that we needed something else. But I love it. I just, you know, I don't know. Do you know what? Do you remember that? What was that film called with Keanu Reeves doing the surfing?
Point
Break.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, in that thing at the end, and they talk about he's like, let me go out, and he goes out into that great big wave, and they're like, why is he doing it? Yeah.
Yes.
And like they describe him as he's a true searcher. He's going to search his whole life for the perfect wave or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what music is for me. It's like I'm never ever going to be able to stop. But I'm always like I'm forever sending little bits of, like, you know, me going no, you know, over the phone to him, and you know, he's then sends stuff back. And like when I say my phone's probably got thousands of bits of crap on it, do you know what I mean? And like, you know, with car driving in the background, or you know, the you know, well, not the dog bark, but the kids screaming or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But there's these elements of I don't know. You know, it was like Laura had the Interstellar thing. I do this other thing where I listen to classical music on the Alexa thing, so get some music going, and then I'll just sing along to different stuff and just noodle. And sometimes, you know, 99% of the time, like there's nothing, and occasionally just a couple of notes go together so well that it just leads you on to creating something, you know. And like when you're trying to think about, like, how do I describe it? Like literally, you could watch a film and hear two notes. You could hear one note which is a dissonant note, and you think, wow, this is really good, but it sounds good with X. And your brain, I can't even switch it off ever. Do you know what I mean? It's not even like I mean to switch it off. It's just like there's just stuff out there. Yes, exactly. Yeah, the background music is like I could go into a shop and hear something, and your brain goes elsewhere. But I love it, man. It's like, you know, I go to sleep, I hear music. I wake up, I hear music. Like, you know that thing, you know, when you go falling asleep?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if you like, I don't know if you guys ever do this, but you fall asleep and sometimes you're like listening to music, falling asleep, but you've not got your headphones in. There's nothing else happening. Like, you just, like, seriously, like, you just hear stuff, like, or like you start hearing talking and you're thinking like, what am I hearing talking? Who's that? I'm awake now. Do you know what I mean? Like, go back to sleep, you know, like, but very active, I don't know, imagination, or what, I don't know how you call it. Like
well, that's how the track In Dreams
came about, yeah.
But I was going to say, like, when you were talking, like, it made me think about something people have said to us loads of times, that there's a lot of layers in our music. Like, we care a lot. Do you know what I mean? We listen to, when we're writing music, like, we listen to it a lot more than anyone else ever would. Do you know what I mean? And so you're kind of always thinking, like, oh, it'd be great if it had this, like, you know, thing underneath it, or this like little counter melody in the background, or some kind of like little choir noise or whatever. So like, and that's one of the things I like about, like, we care a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, and we really try hard. Do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes when you go back and listen to albums, you kind of like, you hear this thing you've like never heard before in the music, because you think, oh, fucking hell, there's actually some you know, Matt's noodling away in the background there, and I never noticed it before. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love. I don't want to ever lose that. Do you know what I mean? I always want to have layers and that.
That's another 45 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a short one. That's a short one for you there.
And that was asking about a recorder, exactly.
Yeah, fucking hell.
No, again,
No,
brilliant.
It's good, and do you know what? It's really lovely to hear you talk about your passion for it, because I think that's maybe what it is then, that maybe, because you can tell when somebody's only not really putting the heart and soul into some music, you know what I mean? And I think you can definitely, for me personally, I think you can really tell. And I think that's, do you remember, I think I was telling Laura about it. She asked how I found your music, and just sort of skipped past it and went, what was that? And come back to it. And then was like, with less than a week of listening to music, I'd messaged you guys, like, want to do an interview. It's really rare, like, to catch somebody's attention. Oh crap, I'm pressing things. To get somebody's attention that quickly. And this is clearly something.
Yeah. Oh, that's something we struggle with. Like, is like you want to catch people's attention, because you want to connect with people and all that, and you want people to you know, get it and think, wow, this is really cool. But you also, you know, we also spend far too much time, you know, noodling around with stuff, and then we probably overcomplicate it, to be honest, on some level. But so what? Who gives a shit? You know, like if we, as long as we like it and we're happy with it at the point that it goes out, then it's like happy days.
I've sent it to the like all the people that are in America. I've gone, listen to this band, see what you think. They're all hooked. They're all...
Oh, bless you.
So you get your band's kind of like a drug, to be honest. That's why they're all like, come to the US.
Really sweet.
Luke, you've seen firsthand how quick Scotty got me hooked onto it and how stalkerish I've turned with you guys, for crying out loud. You guys, I've tried to message all you on Facebook and chat with you and just get to know all you better. And Luke introduced me to you guys' Discord server today, and I just also found out today that Scotty's known about your Discord server since September, and I'm pissed with her right now.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it. I should have mentioned.
I didn't even think to ask either. Yeah, months she's known about this and hasn't bothered to tell me. Whatever, Scotty. Fine. Okay, whatever. Oh, by the way, everybody else, they have a Discord server. So if you're a Discord user and want to talk to the band,
come and chat.
When we post this video, we'll be posting the link to the Discord server, so you know. Well, that'll be out there for you. So yes.
I'll tell you what's great about the Discord server. There's not too many people on it, right? And we kind of, you know, we sort of there's a behind the scenes channel, and then there's a kind of announcements channel, and there's a few channels in there. And you know, when we're sort of like thinking about doing stuff, or there's something that's happening right then that we're not going to announce for like months later, like we'll post it in there. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of, I think it's quite a fun little like community, because you know, you get to see stuff you wouldn't normally see, you know, like Toby in his underpants jumping into like a water tank or something, you know, that we just, you know, for some video that we're shooting.
If anyone wants to see that, yeah.
Yeah, I've just ruined it, haven't I? No one's going to join now. They're all going to leave.
Yeah.
We're going to leave it.
For the love of God. Actually, I think that was a pond, dude.
That was a pond. Sorry, that was a pond. You're right. Sorry, you were jumping into a pond. I don't know which wet scenario you're in.
I never saw any of that footage.
You need to join the Discord.
You
need to get on the Discord, Cloud.
It was like icy on the ground. That was cold.
Freezing cold
in the studio beforehand, mate.
We haven't. I'm going to post a picture into the Discord, because we shot those pictures ages ago. Well, no, because I don't mean.
No, it's fine. I don't care. You do what you do.
But I just mean we shot these. Well, Jenny, a really talented photographer, friend of ours, she shot these like amazing photographs, really, of Toby, you know, in essentially in a pond. But it looked really cool. It looked really arty and clever and all this. And we just haven't used them. And it's like, and you literally, like, you were borderline hypothermic that day. You were like shivering in the car for like at least 45 minutes. And I thought, fuck, this is like serious. And
it was cold, man. I'm telling you.
And then we just didn't use the photos. It's fucking cold. I felt really bad.
I remember there was a chat we had. It was like, right, who's going to go from you know, shooting with Jenny to Toby to this pond? And I remember 4 of us stood there going, it's too cold just to stand and watch.
Too cold. It's too cold. We're not even
it was aggressive.
Apart
from the fact that I smelt like the god's rear end, it's disgusting. Like, you get into a pond and all of the pond life floats up into your shorts, you know.
But all credit to you, mate. And the photos looked ace, and then we just never used them. We should use them. We should use them for something. Scotty, you need to ask another question, because, like, literally, I don't know what the time is, but you know.
No problem. So I've got my question that we seem to now incorporate into everyone, and it is my turn to ask it. Who in the band has the tightest pants/trousers?
Who in the band what?
Has the tightest pants/trousers? Do you mean pants as in the American pants, or do you mean actual pants?
She means pants as the American pants, which she says, that's why she says /trousers.
Right, yes. No, good. I was just checking, just making sure that you weren't saying either underwear or trousers.
Trousers.
You mean trousers, okay.
Now, if there's a story involved and you'd like to go the other direction, feel free, but yes.
Yeah, well, it'd be another 45 minutes.
Like, so I've got skinnies. I think Laura's probably got skinnies, haven't you? Have you got skinnies? Yeah. I think Cloud has got well, I think Cloud will probably win the award because your legs are trying to get out of your trousers. Do you know what I mean? They're like
once or twice I've had to lay down and ask someone to pull them off me. Yeah.
So I think Cloud wins the award because he's like, what are you, Cloud? How would you describe your yourself?
I mean, they're not spray on.
But I mean, you do like weight training or whatever. What do you call it? How do you call it?
The body engineering, shall we call it?
Body engineering. There you go. And the body engineering and the spray-on trousers are not always entirely compatible.
No.
I guess that I told Luke I've got a question that needed to know. I bet it's Cloud. Sorry, bud. But yes, I'm trying.
Oh, that's funny. We did have a request. Apparently, Malk, the owner of the Snooty Fox, is in the house. We wanted to get a hello to Malk.
The Snooty Fox.
Hi, Malk.
That is
we played at the Snooty Fox.
We played there a few times.
Jim knows about the Snooty Fox.
Yeah, Jim's the one who was asking to give Malk the shout out.
You were the promoter, weren't you? Like, yeah, that. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a while ago now.
How you doing, Malk? Thanks for joining. That's wicked. People don't know. Like, there's this. It's not a little place, but there's a place called Wakefield. I was going to say there's a little place called Wakefield. It's not that little. There's a place called Wakefield, and they had a buzzing, scene going on there, and Jim, who's there, wave Jim, like just so that people can. There you go, wicked. Jim's a legend because he, used to put on. Or do you still put on shows, or are you not so much these days? I don't know. Not so much. Okay. So Jim used to put on, these gigs, and they were just the best because it was just I don't know how to put it. It was always packed. It was always a vibe of just love and energy, and everyone was always on the stage at the end and all that. So go on, Toby, I'll shut up.
No. What I was going to say is like so the gig was one thing. So there was a rule. You have to watch the other band play. You have to stay and watch them or whatever.
Damn right, yeah.
Yeah, and which was a good rule because there was also like this, I don't know. There was, how do I put it? So we played this gig. We finished the gig, and then we descended into a party really, which meant the doors got locked.
Hey, Toby, Jim and Malk, I just sent you guys on mute, so you guys can go ahead and unmute to talk about this.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you're letting them talk too. So basically, we ended up drinking.
Hey.
What were we doing? We were like just playing like guitar and like.
It was almost like the show had ended. And it was almost like I think there was 3 bands on the night. I promoted the night, and at the end of the night, it just sort of turned into a bit of a surreal madness. With like obviously Tobias was doing his thing. He was on the floor and he was summoning people up, and very, very, very crazy times. It was just very surreal. Very surreal. Go on, Mal, you speak.
It was just live, wasn't it? We just came out off the stage and onto the floor and just did a live set, messing around. It was really cool.
Yeah, but everybody else was involved. It was more like
sing along.
Yeah, it was like the whole place just suddenly just turned into a big party. It was no longer like just a gig. It was wicked.
Yeah, good fun.
I think maybe you started something there because we try. That's a thing that we sometimes do now. Do you know what I mean? Like that is a thing. Like it often descends into chaos. Like but in a good way, in a wonderful way. Like it's so lovely, and I think you guys maybe started that.
Yeah, I think they definitely did.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you tried the Black Mass. Did you try the Black Mass that night?
Do you know what? I think we did.
Toby did. You were wrecked, Toby.
Yeah.
You were off your nuts.
Yeah, I think I always give the bands Black Mass. So if you haven't tried it, there's something wrong.
I think we would.
No, I'm sure I did. Do you know the thing is that's it, and like it was one of those. It's the thing is as well. Like it, I just I guess I just sort of assumed that everyone was used to all that because, like, you know, we got there and then that all happened and away we went. But it was such a great vibe. It's a great place, and like, you do have those moments in life which you just remember forever. Do you know what I mean? Those places where just silliness happens and it all just dissolves into, you know, just crazy. You know, I don't know. I know it was.
It wasn't like that with all the bands, but definitely some of them. We played Bailey and a few other bands that played there.
Yeah.
It was always like, let's shut them doors and keeping the people that really need to be there.
Yeah.
You know, the people that really are fans.
Mate, it was a great idea.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. That's lovely. That's so cool.
It was a shame it had to close. Wakefield Council sucks. If you're on here, up you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a shame. It was. I mean, I got another place and it was okay, but it never had that vibe that the Snooty Fox had. It was a shame.
Yeah. Yeah, but you had
Sometimes
a great
it's just a
stage,
bit of
you had
magic.
great lighting and everything there.
Yeah, it was
just a good setup.
Yeah, the Snooty Fox was my home, so I set it like that, so it had to have a hi-fi sound.
Yeah. Didn't you used to stream that as well? You used to stream that.
We streamed it live. We
Yeah, you were like ahead. You were ahead of the curve on that. I think. You know, like because that's a while back now. I don't know, like
a lot ahead of the curve. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I'll have
cool.
a look through me old videos and see if I can find you. You're probably on there.
Wicked.
Oh,
thanks for joining, Malc. That's wicked.
No problem.
Yeah, cheers.
Nice to see you all. It's nice to see you all together because at the end of the day, a lot of bands aren't, and you've done well. I'm nice to see the bands that played at Snooty Fox still thriving and still going on. Really good. Massive Waggies are doing good things now as well. And then it's nice to see bands that played in a small venue. But we were in a small venue, but we played to the world really because we streamed everything live.
Yeah.
And it were unlike other venues where they might have had the odd security camera. We used to have 5 or 6 broadcast cameras at the time, and the
really
sound
good.
quality was pretty good. So it was a good thing for up and coming bands to have. You know that they went away with a video that they wouldn't have been able to get. You know at their level.
Yeah.
The bands at bigger levels start to take notice and come. And with people
you know
like you
what? Like-
promoting, that's how we managed to get bands there.
Do you know, venues like that and people like you are really genuinely special. And I think like in the last year or so, you know, I've seen a few, you know, venues that have struggled, like if I can put it lightly, you know, like they've really struggled, you know, and you know, when the venues finally open up, like, you know, we've got to get back out there and support them. Do you know what I mean? Because like, because it is genuinely really special, and I think we've got to, you know, keep them alive basically, because it's a wonderful thing. It really is.
It's a lot harder for the smaller venues to keep going. It really is.
Do you know what the thing is though?
Quality bands.
To be honest, with a year of layoff, because you know you have to. Oh, it's going to be like, you know, I can't wait to get out there and just play some gigs and do some stuff and just literally, you know, have the freedom to do it. You know, it's just, it feels like, you know, I think everyone feels the same. You're stuck in, you're waiting.
Yeah.
You're doing, it's just, you have to be careful, not drink too much before we play.
Try.
That was a tough one.
We've had we had a couple of questions on the chat. I think Marie's got a difficult question. Thanks, Marie. Cheers for that. Can we unmute you? Can we unmute Marie? Merci beaucoup. She is.
Yep, sent me a mute.
Hey guys.
Hey Marie.
Hello.
Nice to see you all.
For those who don't know Marie, if you come to the gigs in September, you're going to be there, right, Marie? You're.
I'm the one with the t-shirts.
She's
selling the merch. So I had a difficult question, but I know because we talk a lot about it, but you guys toured a lot with Marilyn Manson.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any comment about the recent news?
I mean, I'll take
No
it.
one
No
wants
one
to take that
else
one.
No, I don't mind taking it, but I don't know that everyone's going to be well happy with it.
Well, I'll say what I think, right, and then you can add. If
You say what you think.
If I've offended everyone, then you can like rescue me. So like,
oh, mate,
I know it's going to be the other way around. I know, but so here's what I think. So first of all, like clearly, like any sort of abuse of any kind is like totally unacceptable. That's without question. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Like,
no.
we're like. When we were on tour with Marilyn Manson, and I don't know, I'd be stunned if anyone disagrees with me here. Like, he was always nice to us, polite to us, friendly with us, had a laugh, whatever. And we didn't see anything, to my knowledge, that would have given us any clue that anything like really horrible or nasty was happening. That doesn't mean that something nasty. That doesn't mean that something nasty or horrible wasn't happening. We obviously don't know. But we just didn't see it. We just didn't see it. That's the truth. You know, you've got to take. My view is that you've got to take these things seriously, and you've got to allow the kind of legal process, if that's open, it to kind of play out and do what it's going to do, and you've got to hold people to account and all that kind of stuff. But the short answer is we just don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? That's my view anyway. Like, we just don't know. But they treated us, their whole crew were so lovely to us and so nice to us, and it was the most incredible experience for us. Like, we had a wicked time, and it was amazing for us. So we thankfully we never saw anything nasty and horrible like that. So that's the best way I can answer that question, which is a difficult question.
You guys talk really highly of him when we toured together. So I would just say, oh. If that changed your opinion or anything. So yeah, it's good to see like
I just don't know.
Treating it the right way.
I personally haven't read too much about that or anything other than what people have posted at me, if you know what I mean. Like, and I just don't, like, like I said, I just think you got to take it seriously. But I don't. It's not. If I saw anything like that, I would call it out straight away, and that's what everyone must do. Do you know what I mean? Like, if anything like that happens, you have to shout and do whatever you can to, protect people that are vulnerable to anything bad happening. But we would always do that at our shows. Like, I'm proud that our gigs are somewhere where people can come, by themselves, who have never seen us before, and they're often a bit worried because they come by themselves and I don't know anyone, and I'm worried. I don't know what it's going to be like. Are they going to, shout at me for being a goth, or are they going to, whatever? I don't know. Like, and like our fans across the board, generally, luckily, touch wood, so far to date, are super kind and friendly and welcoming, and so you can just do that. And the same with all of us. Like, I'm a dad, Toby's a dad, not that matters.
You know what though, we're pretty easygoing people, right?
Yeah. Yes,
we care about each other and about our fans.
I have to say, you guys were like big brothers to me on the tour. Always looked after me, always look after each other. So yeah, brilliant.
But the way, so that kind of relates to my view on it a little bit, and this will be a little bit unpopular, and it's not to say anything's all right, but like, we're easygoing people, right? We're also, we're laid back in our approach to everything. When there's stress, we don't do a lot of stress. We don't do a lot of, there's no. Do you know what I mean? We're just not. We don't get. Yeah, exactly. Everything's. I mean, the worst that happens is we'll get a bit drunk and fall asleep on a bus. Do you know? And then funny stuff happens to us, and I think that funny stuff happens to us because we see the world in a funny sort of way. Do you know? And then but with him, and I'm not saying he's done anything, all right, and I'm not saying there's any, but if you buy a pet tiger and it mauls you in your house, everyone goes, "Do you know what? You bought a tiger. That was a bit daft. Why didn't you buy a normal cat?" The guy goes round I'm the god of fuck, and tourniquet, and and again, I understand it's just art. I mean, you can go and look straight back at like other artists who are similar sort of thing, who are who are nothing like that. Do you know what I mean? You know, so, but the one thing I would say is like every night there is literally hundreds of girls around every night, and I do mean it like shitloads. And if I was to say like, would I want my daughter hanging around that scenario? Like, no, is the short answer. And that's not to say that he's a bad guy, and that's not to say that I know anything, because I don't, you know. But to sort of really toe the line, or to sort of have it right in my head, like, you are knocking about with a guy who's like running around with fucking, you know, the biggest dildos he can find and a tiny little fucking corset, and he's slapping at people and, you know, punching people and setting fire to things and spitting on. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I know that that doesn't make it all right. I know that. I'm not saying it makes it all right, but I also, my head says that if like, I'd say to my daughter, like, if you put your hand in a fire, you're going to get burned. Like, I don't know that this guy's safe or not. I'm not saying that he isn't. He is and he isn't. You know, if you look at Alice Cooper back in the day, he was the same character. The guy plays golf. The guy goes, do you know what I mean? Like, who he was then, like, you know, he was this amazing character. You know, the Doors saw him and they were like, wow, the guy's crazy. But he was never really like so far out. And I don't know how to put it in any other way. Like, Luke's right when he says, when you talk to the guy, he was a nice guy. He was cool, you know. You know, sat down and drank absinthe with him. He's intelligent. And like, you talk to someone like him, and you can have like conversations on more than one level at the same time, and you can like laugh about two jokes at the same time. It's quite what's the word, like almost endearing. There's an element of having like a double conversation is cool. There's not loads of people you can do that with. So, but as I say, there's a little element to me that just says, like, I don't know, how do I put it? Self-preservation says don't go fucking sticking your head in a fire. Self-preservation says don't get involved with someone like that sexually, because he's probably got some kinks. And like, not being funny, how many people in the world go around like choke their partners? How many people in the world like fucking playing with toys, you know, in the bedroom? How many people and I know that because we're into a world where there's these blurry lines between what you see as normal sex and what someone else sees as like excessive. If you go right from like, you know, your traditional nun where they don't have sex at all, and you know, the priest says a dirty joke and everyone goes, oh, you know, and then you get into the, you know, the complete opposite end of the spectrum. You've got like, you know, I don't know, fucking BDSM, do you know what I mean? You've got fucking people doing wild and crazy things.
Everything and anything.
Yeah, and so my point is that I'm not saying that it's okay, but what I am saying is like, there is a side to me that wonders whether his idea of normal is different to everyone else's because he's living in a different zone, and he meets lots of women who are willing to and accept a certain behavior that a lot of other women wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? I see that very differently from that geezer in that, what was that band called, the guy who turned out to be a paedophile? What was his name?
Ian Watkins?
Ian Watkins. Yeah, Lost Prophet. So like, quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, like, I would happily nail him to a chair and set fire to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that geezer does not deserve to live. There is no fucking, in my opinion, like, I have small children that I know that that's a really horrible, brutal thing I've just said, but like, I think children are the most important thing in the world, 100% beyond all. You know, like, if I had to jump in front of a bus to like stop someone else's kid from getting hit, I bloody would. And I absolutely, that's a different, do you know what I mean? Like, they're so different from an adult making an informed choice about someone who has a,
you know, I don't know. I bet you he's met fucking thousands of women who are totally happy with the way he behaved. And I'm not saying that makes it okay. I'm really not. I'm just saying I have an odd view on it because I look at it and I'm kind of torn. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I look at it and I think, like, it's not right. Like I'd never hit my missus. Like if someone hit my missus, Jesus, you know, like, do you understand?
Your missus make the best jambalaya. I will never forget that.
No, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like you there's that element, isn't it, where you I don't know how to put it any other way. Like, you know,
it makes sense though. It makes sense.
Living a more
I think you understand what I'm getting at, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
of course.
It's like that geezer. Do you remember that geezer who was like, do you remember had like the crocodile guy, the Australian guy?
Paul Hogan.
Steve. Yeah. So he's going around doing this thing, right? You know, I can handle these crocodiles and all the rest of it. And then you get this Chinese geezer, and he was like saying, "Oh yeah, I can handle crocodiles too." And he's putting a stick on its nose. Then he puts his hand inside its mouth, and the thing snaps shut, and it rolls. And his arm twists
Yeah,
off.
I remember that one.
And it's proper grim. It's really grim. But dude, what did you expect? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was full armor, you know?
I think
you put your hand inside the crocodile's mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I kind of see it like that, as in like, if I was in a room with Marilyn Manson having sex, I'd expect him to be waving a dildo at me. You know what I mean? Isn't it? You know? And I'd be thinking,
right.
like, all right, calm down, mate. But do you
On
know
that
what I mean?
bombshell.
Like,
I think,
but you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, it's just, I just would expect it. Like when I first went to meet him, psychologically, before I walked in there, I thought anything can happen now. Literally anything.
Yeah.
I was half expecting there to be coke all over the table and, you know, drinks and all sorts of crap. And actually, it was pretty laid back. Do you know what I mean? And so there's this, I don't know how to describe it other than, I think I have explained what I mean. You know, like I think some
you definitely
women
did. Yeah, you made your point, definitely.
You made your point.
Yeah. Some women have
Thank you.
consented to that way of behavior and some women don't. And I think that's where I just don't know, you know, how much I do feel for the women who are not happy about it. It ain't right. That is right. I get that. I just
saying less so, because initially it sounded like you're saying if you play with fire you're going to get burnt, but I don't think that's your point. I think your point is more he lives, you can almost say it's like a mental illness almost, if you wanted to classify it that way, but he lives in such a way that it's normal to him. So when someone else comes in, you know, he's conditioned himself differently. So as
absolutely, you're spot on there. He's conditioned very differently, and also I think that a lot of people who meet him are conditioned very differently. You know, if you sat down with my nan and like, you know, one of the first things he said to me when I sat down with him, I was like, how's it going? He's like, I've just sent this picture of my dick to my mum, ha ha ha. And like, you know, and I was sitting there like, okay, like, you know, like, better not leave my phone around. My mum will get a picture of Marilyn Manson's dick, you know, like, and,
oh God.
You know, like
it's the fact of he lives in a world where playing with fire is a norm.
Yeah.
That's his world, not your world. Yes.
And the geezer's got Teflon hands. He just doesn't even know it.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's a fighter.
Right.
And exactly. And this is where I like exactly. And that's the difference between a tiger and a person. Having a fucking pet cat and having a tiger is a different animal.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not trying to belittle what's happened or even say that I know, because I don't. And as Luke said, nothing ever happened in front of us or around us, so we don't know anything like that.
Right.
But what I you know, there literally were hundreds of women trying to go to meet him.
But I think your point you made is like, you know, about consent and what is, you know, right and wrong for different people. Like it's spot on. And like, you know, to me, like there's a, you know, it's really, that's a doubly tough question, because it's like I don't know if you know about what's going on in the UK, but there's like a vigil happening tonight, you know, about a woman who can't fucking walk home, like, you know, at night without, you know, something fucking horrible happening, which is disgusting. Like, you know, and like, I can safely say that every single person in our band would be, we would be the first people to, you know, stand up, you know, if some shit was going down. Do you know what I mean? I know that I'm looking at your faces right now, and every single one of them, like, you know, if something bad was happening, someone felt in trouble or dangerous or whatever.
Mate,
you know,
I've
like,
rescued blokes in bars before.
That's it.
From fights. Do you know
That's
what I mean? Like, when I say like that, in a way, what you're talking about there is like a like almost a not. Don't get me wrong, it's a conversation, but it's a non-conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I was in a bar once. This guy had these two guys trying to. This is silly. We're into digressing massively. These two guys tried to start like a fight with him. And so I walked over, I pushed one out of the way, and I got in between them. And then this guy who was like, he's twice my size, bless him, but he was just very, I don't know, maybe lacked confidence. And then, so they're looking at me, and now this whole thing's starting to escalate. And the guy who I've just rescued has run away. So it just went really, really sideways. But to be fair, you know, I was a black belt in Kung Fu by then, and I'd done kickboxing and like all sorts of stuff. So I was totally, and to be fair, it all dissipated. It didn't end up in big trouble, but I was confident I'd be fine. But my point I'm trying to get at is like, you're so spot on with like, I don't think any of us, like if you saw a woman get hit, you just, like the guy, you're gonna, I wouldn't even think, you don't think.
Not even being hit, you know? Just even feeling uncomfortable, or any even hint of that. Like you wouldn't even think you'd be straight. Anyway, that's like comedy hour, Edward. Thank you very much, Marie, for that very interesting question.
No, deep and meaningful, getting into it, isn't it?
Scotty, quick, ask us something else.
Well, with that one, actually, we're going to go ahead and, Keith, if you're ready, sir, I'd like to go ahead and open it up to you. I'm sending you the unmute, sir. If you'd like to go ahead and ask your question.
Can you hear me?
You're good, sir.
Hey, Keith.
We can hear you.
Hello, gang.
Hello.
Hello.
There's two really. So one is, I believe you're from London.
Yeah.
I just wondered whereabouts, and your shows that obviously I got tickets for as well, which every time you sort of get excited for, you're like, no, it's not going to happen. So will we get the chance to meet you guys after the shows if they happen in September?
Yeah.
See, Marie, this is what a question should be like here. Do you hear? Are you listening to this?
And what is your thoughts of devil worshipping and sacrificing children?
We usually do that after the show, private groups.
I'm in.
Yeah, do you know what? We've always had a habit of just chatting to people and being around. We're not the kind of guys who are going to go play and run away, you know, and you know, 100% will be there. If it digresses into madness, great. If it just ends up us all having some beers and chatting, honestly, straight up, just come and have a beer.
Yeah,
always welcome.
We tried
what you digress, so it's going to happen, isn't it? So
definitely. We tried to have one gig once where we didn't talk to people, and it was a disaster. Like, generally speaking, like we'll be there before chatting away, and we'll be usually at the bar probably, and we'll be there after as well, just chatting away. So like anyone can come up and say hello. Night, Daniel. See you
Elliot.
Well, I won't see them. Oh, Elliot, is it? Oh, sorry.
Elliot.
It's too dark.
I know, he's massive, isn't he?
Grown about a foot in the last year.
I know, yeah, tell me about it.
But so
fortune, he's eating everything. That's why he's here. I'm in the kitchen.
I don't know about the others, but I love, you know, chatting with everyone and seeing how everyone's doing. Like what I find is like, go to a gig, depends where it is, you know, like, you know, Wakefield's a good example. You know, be like, hey Jim, you know, like, and there'll be sort of some people there that are there always, you know, and there'll be other people there who you haven't seen before and you're just meeting for the first time. And I love it. I love meeting people and saying hi and all that. Where are we from? Like, because I didn't forget that question. I'm in Croydon right now.
Okay. Just down the road.
So yeah, and Toby's a bit further south. Matt, you're a bit further south. I think I'm probably the nearest to London. I think is in so we're Greater London, really.
Yeah.
Laura, you're not in London at all, are you? You're miles away.
Yeah, I'm in Crewe at the moment, but obviously from around the same area of Croydon as the other guys. But
I'm in Bromley, so I'm not too far from.
Oh, Bromley. Oh, yeah, wicked. They're local.
Originally from South East London, like Charlton and that, but yeah. That's why I was intrigued where London you were from. So.
Yeah, I know Bromley well.
Oh, cool.
I lived in
Glad
Vauxhall
you're
for
in
a
it.
bit. But
Sorry, where?
I lived in Vauxhall for a bit, but
Oh.
yeah, so much more central, but only just because I was, well, just because I was, and now I'm not. So yeah, I'm probably the most Londonish out of all of us. Cloud, you're not in London at all, are you either? Where are you?
No, man, I'm down on the coast now. I love it. Love it. I'm
On the
Portsmouth
coast.
way. Yeah, man. I just
Surfboard?
brought no, I brought myself a canoe.
Nice.
Me and the puppy's gonna go out. He's got a little life jacket. So on the good days, man.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be great fun.
A puppy life jacket. Oh Lord.
Everybody needs to follow Cloud to watch what his dog does. It's great fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't really
I'll
want
talk
Cloud, according to Scotty. We just wanted the pup. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Luke needs to use the restroom, so we're gonna let him take a break for a moment or so. We're gonna go with a couple of lighter questions here. Stacy, I know you've got a couple of good questions here. We're going to go ahead and unmute you, dear. And then on deck then will be Jeremy and Kirsten. We got you guys' questions coming up after that, so just give you guys a heads up. So Stacy, I just sent you the unmute.
I got it.
There you go. All yours.
All right. All right. Thanks. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
You're good.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
I talk to you on Facebook sometimes. I follow Laura's always got her doggy, and I got my doggy, so we follow each other.
Cool.
I also have a dog life jacket. I have a Winnie dog, remember? So I have a long Winnie dog life jacket for my dog.
Cool.
I was just gonna ask y'all. Mine was gonna be a random band question. It was. I was just wanted to know what kind of 80s music. Like if you had to make an 80s mixtape, what would be your number one? You could only put one song that's your favorite on there of 80s. What song would it be?
Oh, blimey.
That's quite
The
hard.
trouble is like it. Oh.
What's your favorite?
From Teen Wolf. That would be mine.
Who?
What?
It's a song called "Win in the End" off Teen Wolf.
Win
Teen Wolf.
in the end.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, great choice, Matt. Great
Yeah.
choice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Not like what's the other one called? The one just like that, like a rabbit out of that. Is that from that stuff?
That's the,
Isn't that the same film?
Yeah.
I like
Teen Wolf. Do you know what? I don't know because, like, actually, if I like, I've been, as I say, I've been watching all these films of like Tron and that, and like, there's some great stuff in that, but it's not really like songs, is it? I mean,
right.
I suppose
music,
like,
innit?
as I said, I've been listening to a lot of Gary Newman, but then I've been listening to a lot of his newer stuff.
Well, do you probably like? I think that you like the soundtracks. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like movie soundtracks. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
at the moment,
I listen to soundtracks sometimes.
Yeah, that's it. I'm at that at the moment. That's the thing. It's just like but
right.
Geez, the 80s has got so much music, so much good music in it.
So
I mean,
eclectic
like,
as well.
yeah, and like, I don't know.
You don't have, if you can't. That's one. If you can't pinpoint anything, I like everything too myself. So it's hard.
Yeah.
I'll say Dire Straits sticks out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty bit random, but maybe Simple Minds.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Simple Minds.
I love that. Don't you
Yeah.
forget about me track. That's a good one.
At the moment, I know the other day because I heard it. It was the Police. Every little thing she does is magic.
Yeah.
I love that one.
It's such a good era for music, though. It's so hard to choose.
The thing is, as well, like you got like that was like a moment where they developed a lot of new ways of making sounds, and this is like if you were to sort of take it like production era, if you go back from like the sort of 70s and the 60s, and really it was a lot more. You go into a room, you play as a band, and like create music that way. Then they had these awesome effects that started to come along, and people really production, I suppose, was like a really big
start, you know.
Yes.
And obviously if you come to now, production's so almost more important than the music. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's this offset the other way round.
Right.
But it's such a good era. Do you know what I mean? And as I say,
it's the best. It was the best. I mean,
yeah.
Which I was, you know, shows our age, but it
Yeah.
was, it was really the best. 80s music is great.
I was born in the 90s, yet like everything from like say 70s and 80s carry over.
Yeah.
Like I was having a look. You got obviously like The Foreigner. I Want to Know What Love Is, and tracks like that. You know, just
Right.
so many that up until early 2000s we were still listening to.
Right.
I still listen to the 80s.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Same.
I love.
Really good
I like listening to
messages as well,
covers.
you know?
I enjoy covers. I like Leo so much. I love covers of the 80s stuff that people would do and kind of bring it back again. Those are just great.
Yeah.
I like to listen to some people's takes on the 80s stuff. That's interesting.
Daisy, your accent is amazing. Where are you from?
I'm around Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, it's just the best accent. It's just so good. Awesome.
Is it? Well,
What was it? I missed it. I went for a wee. So what was your question?
I asked if you had to make an 80s mixtape, what would be your #1 song on it?
We've got a #1 song. 80s. Oh my God, that's so difficult. So many, isn't there?
It's too many. It is.
Do you know what you're thinking though? Like I'm just like, and we were just doing it on the chat a minute ago, actually, just then, like, because the people were talking about soundtracks and stuff, and I was like, you know, oh yeah, John was saying like The Crow is a great soundtrack, which it is, so good. And then Scotty was like, oh, that's 90s, and that's why I wondered what the question was. So yeah,
that's the thing.
But you're just not quite sure. Is it
Like,
70s? Is it 80s? Is it 90s?
Yeah, you're right. It's like, oh.
Well, in the 80s you had your skater rink music, you know, your dancey music. Rap started getting into the music, and it's just so many different genres you go into in 80s music.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It was, and like as I say, like for me, a lot of it is to do with seminal sounds at that point. Do you know what I mean? Like you like there's
the keyboards, you know, started with the different sounds and all the songs, and
there's these moments between, like, I mean, you know, if you get your 9 Inch Nails, it's probably really early 90s.
Yeah.
And like, but that just wouldn't have happened without that kind of moment happening, you know.
Yeah.
And if like you had bands like Tears for Fears and things like that, there's some banging songs out there. There really are.
Right.
It's just,
I think of synths when I think of the 80s. That's all.
Yeah, same.
But it's not just that. Also, there was like really good messages around, you know, like I don't know, like Everybody Wants to Rule the World, things like that. Do you know, like some of the messages were just bang on the point, you know, like they just had you know, I think it was almost like a moment where people were aware more of what was going on, you know, like
whereas We Are the World, remember that was in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael Jackson and everybody was singing together. That's what they need to do again now to get people quit being so crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So true.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what else was I going to ask y'all? I don't remember, Scotty.
Okay.
Stacey, we also had, Stacey, we also had for you, what album have you probably listened to the most over the years?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then the other thing was, what's the funniest thing you've ever witnessed at a gig that you played at?
Right. Let's go to that one. I think I've heard.
Let's go with that second one, and then we'll move on to Kirsten and Jeremy.
That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, that'll be absolutely
funniest
fine. I know.
thing at a gig was it that?
Yeah, funniest thing you've witnessed at a gig over the years. Yeah.
Cloud's laughing.
I was just remembering some of the shit Barry did.
I was remembering some of the shit that you did.
Yeah, that's where my mind went.
We already know that one story, you know, about the cloud, but what else have y'all witnessed?
Cloud.
I think Toby,
the games they played with Cloud, yes.
I remember Toby like checking the safety of the like the rigging and stuff mid set, you know, like just making sure that it could take the weight of a human being. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Just sort of like, you know, but can I climb on this? I mean, you didn't ask. I mean, you just sort of, you know.
But the crow,
but that's not that crazy. I mean, what's crazy? I just thought my immediate thought went to Cloud, just as to some of the things that he's done or have happened to him. But I shouldn't.
Well,
say
like when he had
should...
the toothache.
Oh man.
Falling out of the
van. Yeah. He had a toothache and he was given some medication, and then like we were sound checking, and we turned around and he'd fallen asleep on the stage.
Oh no!
Like prepare, and I'm telling you, it was loud.
Yeah.
He was asleep for like totally sparko, and then he had a couple of drinks, and you know he fell out of the van at a petrol station where the police was sitting right behind us. And we had to kind of pick him up and lift him back into the van. That was. But I mean, we're not at a gig there. Let me think.
He once had a shower in the middle of the street, didn't you, Cloud? You had.
Oh yeah.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, but it just for whatever reason you just immediately came front and center in my brain.
There was that really high class, well dressed French woman who was walking down. Yet we managed to convince her to wash my back. It was great.
Yeah. It was full on soap and lather and all that as well, wasn't it?
I think she quite enjoyed that. I imagine she went back to her office and was like, "You would not believe what happened to me," and all the girls in the office were like, "You're a liar."
The rest of you had a video of it on their tour diary.
There you go.
Dig it out.
And Marie just posted on the chat saying that apparently I tried to speak French once.
Oh yeah.
The cow stole my bike.
The vache. Voler mon vélo. I think is that sounds right. That's in my brain somewhere. Elles ont volé mon vélo. Yeah, I could. Yeah, that
you
means
did.
the cow
You really
stole my bike.
Shit, Arestia.
Did I? Oh, what did I say?
Fuck the shit, Arestia. That was the other one.
Arestia was the name of the support band, right? And they're really good friends of ours, lovely people. And I insulted them apparently on stage. Is that right?
A common theme with you insulting our friends.
I did. I'm sorry. It's not intentional. It's just I'm really bad at languages.
Yeah, we had some good times though. Yeah, crazy shit.
Me to write a book.
Yes.
I'm absolutely. That is on one day.
And actually, Toby, I know I said it last time. I definitely want to get with you after this about getting the ball rolling on that.
Yeah, there's been some weird. You know, we could fill a book definitely.
Right. And
let's start that.
Yeah, and it's great because y'all like you were talking about earlier. Y'all are having like sibling fun. You know, like friends out. You know. Fun. You're getting into trouble, but you're not getting into trouble. You know.
Yeah. Getting into trouble, don't get
so
caught.
far.
Right.
But yeah, it's we've had some pretty amazing weird things happen. Like I've had I remember this girl being like cradling me while I was singing one of the songs. Like, but I swear she must have been really, really high. She must have been absolutely out of it. It was bizarre, but it was like really like nurturing. Like I was lying there singing, feeling really relaxed, you know. Yeah, I'd had a few beers and I was pretty, chilled out, but she was just off on one. And like, I remember everyone coming up afterwards like, what happened there? That was really weird. Was she like, I was like, I don't know who she is. I've got no idea.
Where did she come from?
Just a weird moment, like it's hard to explain. Like, this.
Were you hearing sounds then? Were you hearing like angel sounds or something?
No, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, very. So, like, I'll tell you what. The better way to describe it is like when I listen to music. So when I'm performing, you know how fish swim? You watch fish. It's like watching a big shoal of fish. They all go one way and suddenly they all turn.
Yes.
And like birds do the same thing. And for me, musically, that's exactly what it's like. It's like it's like meditation almost. It's like so like it just goes. It's that's how it feels. Yeah.
It's almost transcendental, you would say.
Yeah.
Like I very much don't necessarily worry about everything that's there. I like the moments I go back to remembering everyone's there and everything's happening is when we get to a bit where everyone's got a little break and I end up chatting to people and we just have a bit of a laugh, you know?
Yeah.
But the whole bit that the music's happening, like, is so engulfing and encompassing that you just flow with it, I guess. And then that kind of leads on to the way that such things will just happen. You know, someone will be there, and the next thing you know, you're dancing with them, and like or I'll go off into the crowd, be talking, like someone will say, "Do you know what I mean?" You're just, I don't even know how to put it. It's like
you're having out of body experiences.
Almost like it's better than that. I would almost
but you're
call
there.
It more like almost there. Like more like being in the flow. If I was to describe like, you know how people describe a bit like if, how do I put it? Like things just, it's a bit like going to warp speed from normal speed. Like life is running at normal speed, you know, and everyone's watching normal stuff and everything feels very mundane and ordinary. And then when you're doing that kind of thing, you're no longer in life zone, if that makes sense. Like you're in this, I don't know how to put it other than you're in this other zone. Things are just different. It's awesome. It really is like there's nothing else like it.
You've transcended.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird saying that. I know, but it's,
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's kind of the beauty of it. Like it's like I tell you another really sort of like a truism. Every time I have like a period of time like this where I have a year where I don't sing or don't do music or whatever, I almost wonder whether I can sing still. Do you know what I mean? Like I almost wonder, can I do this? Is it going to be all right? Am I like a fraud? Is it going to go wrong? Is it? And then you walk in there and you start doing it and your body just takes over and it's just awesome and you love it and it's great. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
It's natural.
Yeah, like there's this totally separate, like there's definitely very definitively two lives I live.
Right.
There's a thing called like imposter syndrome, isn't there? Where you think like in your life, you think you're not good enough or whatever to do whatever it is you're doing. Like everyone has it at various points. Like you kind of think, oh, am I going to be like, I've got a new job or I've got a new girlfriend or whatever it is, you know, like, you know, and you kind of think, oh, I'm not good enough basically. And like I think we kind of all have that, don't we? Like even if you're
yeah, but I don't even think it's necessarily just like, I guess in a way for me the lives are so extremely different. Do you know what I mean?
Split personality syndrome.
Yeah, almost like,
but not like
yeah, but in one part of my life, I like you do something which is so, I don't know, excessively requires drive, determination, but then you push to excel in a way that, you know, you just never would in other ways. And how do I put it? And in the other part, you know, you're just the lowest of the low. People wouldn't even fucking put you out if you were on fire. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so like I've got these two very polar opposite lives. And so when things kick off again and I get busy again, like I say, it's really easy to kind of have this mindset of like, is it, you know, am I going to do this? Is it all going to be cool? But then like once I really like, Alan Watts would describe this way better than me, you know, this jump into the flow is, I suppose, the way to put it.
Right.
You know?
To me, it sounds like you're trying to say something like, if you're in a dream state and you don't, when you wake up, is it going to be real or is it going to be just all a dream? You know?
Yeah, you don't know what half is real, is my point.
Right. Yeah.
Because I've been living that for such a long time that it's like that they really are, like, I have very definitively got two lives.
Right.
It's a bizarre place to be.
I think they're both real. They're both real. They're just different.
I know they're both real, but from the two opposite sides, it's hard. Like it's hard to the two don't meet.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you know
it's true.
what I mean?
They're so different. I know exactly what you mean.
Right.
I know exactly what you mean. Because it's like it's weird, isn't it? So in whatever you do in your life, sometimes you have whether it's you have a hobby or whatever, like, and like for us, like you have a dream, don't you? You have this kind of, for me personally, like I'll go and track drums for a song and I'll enjoy playing it and that's cool and everything. But the bit where it's like really amazing was we've got a room full of people and they all we're all in the same kind of zone. It's hard to explain where that zone is. Like it's someone said Nirvana a minute ago. Like, yeah, and you and you're all singing along and you're all kind of like feeling that whatever that thing is, and it's just the most beautiful, beautiful thing. I'll never ever forget. There's a few memories I'll never forget. One is we went and did national television in Spain, and off the back of that national TV, we sold out a few just clubs, like kind of relatively small venues, I guess, in Madrid and maybe Barcelona as well. And we went and played there. It was the first time, it was off the first album, I think it was, The Fool. And it was the first time ever we'd been in a room and we were playing Miranda and the Tempest, which is one of the songs off the first album. And everyone in the room was singing along. And I literally cried, like because I just couldn't, it's hard, it's a rush of emotion. Like I didn't know what, I couldn't control it. I didn't know why I was crying, but I was just like, it just was so awesome because everyone in the room was just feeling this thing that was just like, so wicked. And similarly, like when we went, the first really big show we did, and like there was this kind of wall of noise of cheering, coming at us, and just the love in the room on that day as well was a similar kind of thing, and that's what I live for, if in a funny sort of way, or at least on the band side of my life, like a kind of it's those moments, where everyone's connected and we all feel something together, like in this way, like where there's whether it's hundreds of people or thousands of people in a room, like, and that's what that's why I do it anyway,
Right.
Anyway, Scotty, how many more questions have you got?
Yes, exactly. Scotty, please. Charles.
We're gonna go with Kirsten and Jeremy. They've each got a question, and then we're gonna head on to a little bit of a game for a little while.
Worries.
So.
Perfect. It's still Saturday. Let's just do it.
Well, not for Erin. She's on Sunday. We've already established that, but
oh, sorry. Of course. I'm sorry.
No worries. Kirsten, Jeremy, you guys are unmuted, so go for you guys.
Okay. First, I wanted to know, what was your favorite part when you guys filmed at Abbey Road?
Oh my God.
So I'll tell you, my favorite part with that was, the first time we heard them playing our music, as in
them. Oh yeah.
Mate, we walked in there, so we got set up, did all the bits and pieces, we had the Hammond organ out, it sounded great, we did a few bits. We went up to this little booth and they all set up. And these guys are musicians on like the next level. They're awesome. They literally get a bit of paper and they play it perfectly. It's kind of offensive.
It's incredible.
There's no rehearsal. It's like, here's your bit of paper. And you think, wow, man, like it's like it's
with feeling
really,
and everything.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And like that Luke was saying about feeling tearful, I'm not joking. All of us were looking at each other like, oh my
glassy
God,
eyed,
this is awesome. It was amazing. And like so I was in that booth and I just left the booth and just stood at the top of the stairs just listening. And like you just stand there listening, and I was thinking, I can't breathe because if I breathe, it'll pick it up on the mics. And you just, it was, honestly, there's very few moments in life like that, When I walked in there, all the hair stood up on my neck and my arms and everything, like walking into someone's ghost,
Instant
it was
chills, wasn't it? Like the music didn't just hit your ears, it hit every part of your body.
I think it's the legacy that room carries with it as well.
Yeah. And it's that moment of just, you know, I don't know, those guys are amazing. And like there was this few seconds where they're like sitting there and they're going, oh, you know, it would sound better if we do da 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 da, and like, you know, and then they're just crossing things out and just quickly changing things around slightly. And you listen to it again, and like for me, like I'm hearing a slightly different mood on the slur. It's happening slightly slower or quicker or whatever. And but they're just, yeah, it was amazing. I can't explain to you that feeling. Like,
I mean, like for me and Toby, our mum is predominantly a housewife, really. I guess our dad is a builder. Like we never. There's these moments, isn't there, in your life where you're kind of like standing in, like that's one of them. You're standing in a room, and we work really hard, you know, to get there. Do you know what I mean? Like, but you're standing there, and like I've never written music for an orchestra. Do you know what I mean? Like I on this keyboard here, like I just played some chords in, and then I googled it, and I was like, oh, you know, I need to write parts for a cello and I need to write parts for a violin. So I kind of split all the chords out and the melodies, and I just, you know, tried to wing it, if that's the way of putting it, really. Like I understand music in the sense that I know what I like and I know what moves me personally, but I'm not a composer. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we were standing there in Abbey Road, like, and these amazing, beautiful people just came in and just you know,
smashed it,
brought it to life, and in the most wonderful way. And I just was like, I was kind of stunned. Like I was just kind of like, I was like,
we all were.
It's kind of emotional, isn't it? Because you're like, how the fuck did we get here? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a hard thing to.
You mentioned walking into it and getting the chills, like you were walking into a ghost. And if you think there probably are a lot of ghosts there, of like there's been so much energy, energy there.
Absolutely right.
You can feel it in that room, can't you?
And in the hallways, like just even walking in, isn't it? Like, what did you think, Matt, when we arrived?
I loved it, and it is like you say, it's just this kind of sense of occasion, and then that piano in the corner, you know, knowing like the people where it's been used on, you know, who it's been used by. It's just a sort of like a Diagon Alley of music, isn't it? It's like
that actually is
yes.
You know?
Well, speaking of Diagon Alley, like Bex, who's my other half, who does, you know, she posts out all the orders when people order stuff on the internet, and does everything really. Like she played the Harry Potter theme on the Celeste, the actual original Celeste that they used for Harry Potter while we were at Abbey Road, and that was I think that was like her highlight. I mean, I was one of my highlights too. It was wicked.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
That's actually really funny that that's.
And Laura, you were there, weren't you?
That's my question.
So sorry.
What was that? Sorry,
was that
sorry.
Kirsten?
That's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Laura. I was just gonna say that's funny because my question is to each of you: what Hogwarts house are you, or would you be?
Great question.
I did quiz earlier because I didn't know. Apparently, I'm Hufflepuff.
You're Hufflepuff.
I'm a Slytherin.
Are you?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I guess we're both Slytherin.
I used to be
and
Slytherin.
Actually, I'm working on
Hufflepuff.
This. I'm working on this canvas right now.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool.
So cool.
My family decided for me.
I'm with Alan Rickman. Do you know what I mean? He's Slytherin, isn't he? Like I'm Slytherin as well, I reckon.
That's definitely like that. Yeah, that my family. Yeah, got me that. That's one of those. Yeah, they're probably right.
Which one was your Slytherin?
Yeah.
Is that what your mug was?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Can you see it?
Yep.
It's not very clear, is it?
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah, Slytherin's the way to be, I think.
Yeah, it was all. I think the other side's all of them. Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
Bex is calling you out, Luke. Actually saying you're Hufflepuff through and through.
I'm Hufflepuff.
Oh no!
Is Hufflepuff like nerdy? Is that nerdy? I mean,
compassionate.
No, it's like the lovable sweetheart.
That's a nice comment.
Yes.
Just
lovely.
He's too nice for their own good, maybe.
I missed it. Cloud, Matt, what did you guys say you were, or did you?
didn't you? I'm gonna go Gryffindor.
Okay.
Solid.
Cloud, how about you, sir?
Good choice.
We'd all like to be Gryffindor, but I have done the official Harry Potter test, and we came out as a Hufflepuff as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Cloud, so
I didn't know there was an actual test.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Pottermore.
I did it in preparation for this.
Pottermore.com. You have to go take the quiz.
I'd probably come out as Muggle, wouldn't I?
Not one of the options, but maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stacy,
You know.
we have way too much in common. I'm Ravenclaw also, actually.
Oh, we didn't have any Ravenclaws. Oh, so
What's
what's
Ravenclaw then?
The Brainies.
Yeah.
Jess is Ravenclaw too. Okay.
See that? I can see that.
The nerds. Those are the nerds.
And damn proud of it. Yep.
My sister's one, so.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, and then Jeremy.
I also want to thank Cloud real quick for doing his part in Scotty's Get Well video back in November.
He's an angel. He's a sweetheart.
He hasn't gotten a chance to thank you yet. So.
That's cool, man.
Yep.
You can thank Kupo. I'm pretty sure he helped.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you didn't thank the dog. Thank Kupo.
Thank you, Cooper.
Kupo.
Listening.
Kupo.
Love
Thank
it.
you
He is a lot
guys.
there.
There you go.
Come there, everyone's saying hi.
Yep.
Oh.
So.
Oh, bless him.
All right. And then we're gonna hand it off to Jessica now for a round of, I guess it was going to be some Never Have I Ever, but we kind of did that last time. So it looks like we're going to instead do a little bit of a some Would You Rather, actually. So
exactly, we've got a wide range of questions, which range from pretty tame to pretty not tame. So we'll start with the not tame, because I don't know where you guys are going to fall tonight. So tame.
Go with the not tame. You're safe there. Yeah, you're fine.
I don't know.
Right in the deep end.
You want to go in the deep end?
They escalated us so quickly enough for the Never Have I Ever last time. Go right for the not tame. Yeah.
Which one? Yeah. Oh, okay, we'll start. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good place to start. This is my lovely assistant, Laura. Laura. Okay, so would you rather sweat green liquid from your pores or fart blue smoke?
Oh,
fart blue smoke.
Fart blue smoke.
Just to clarify, is this the difficult end of the spectrum?
Yeah. No.
Oh no. Okay. Good.
No.
Because this is very.
If you were gonna do that, I'm not being like, it would be great. You could get some protein shakes, go to places, and just have fun, couldn't you? Be like, it ain't real. It's not real.
I think that's quite easy, isn't it? I think I'd go for the blue smoke. I think.
Yeah, so would I. You can see who's breathing it in.
That's a party trick.
Like, hey, you.
Yeah. That's a stage trick. That could add to your show. Just some like blue smoke every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Would you rather have your laughs sound like a fart, or your farts be as loud as if they were magnified by a high-powered microphone?
Okay, I was sensing a theme to these questions.
Your last sound. When you say last
your last ever sound.
No, your laugh sound, I think.
Oh, your laugh sound. Okay.
Your laugh would just come out as a fart, just constantly just.
And
what was
your
the
laughter? Your laughter. Yes. Your ha 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 ha.
I think I'd rather have the other one, because I laugh a lot. Can you imagine sort of like I've been minding my own on the bus and people will be like, oh, Jesus, moving away or whatever.
At least you could hold it in, like if anyone's around.
All right.
These are great questions.
We got more. Would you rather giggle uncontrollably like a hyena, or beep like a car horn every time you have an orgasm?
Cloud, sounds like you got a view on this.
Well, I was thinking, what if you have to fake it? Like, do you still make that noise?
Exactly.
Like, beep, beep, beep.
Honk, 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 honk.
Yeah, I don't mind. Neither of them's good, I think.
But you gotta pick one. None of them are gonna be good.
None of them are good. That's the point.
No, I think the hyena one's pretty good because you just make other people laugh. Actually, with that cum noise, you probably make many people.
But you might not be able to come again.
Yeah,
You might
especially
put
once
them
word
off,
gets
innit?
around, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it'll happen more often because everyone wants to see if it's true.
Exactly.
Actually, that's true. Yeah.
Plus, you
Yeah.
know, you could do it as a solo sport, so everybody will know what you're doing. Go Hong Kong.
Yeah.
All
man,
right,
I'm not
next
being horrible.
question.
Yeah,
Next
yeah, go.
question. Would you rather have a scandal or a disease named after you?
The scandal.
Yeah. I mean, a
And-
scandal.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
scandal.
Yeah.
All day long.
All
Like,
right.
honestly.
The way how quickly scandals go away nowadays, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just that,
Fair
it's kind of cool. You know, like,
mean,
hey, did you hear
yeah.
about the such and such scandal? That was me.
Well, that's scandal.
Yeah,
Yeah, did you hear about the
Yeah.
Toby incident? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, hi there, have you heard about that venereal disease that's going around that's calling? You know, like, I just
All right.
I just ain't the one, is it? You can imagine, like, oh my god.
Let's move into
Yeah.
some dangerous territory here. Would you
Okay.
rather mistakenly send nudes to your ex or your mother?
Oh my god.
Matt,
I
what
think
are
this
you-
happened to Marilyn Manson, didn't it?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say. Yeah. Yeah, he chose his mother. What? Oh,
Again, I don't think I would care because like it's a mistake.
yeah. I don't care either. I think
Either's
that,
horribly embarrassing, isn't it?
well, and
Well,
also,
no, actually, I think I'd rather send them to my mother because I don't think she would post them
Yeah.
on the internet.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah, she might
Thinking
be a
about
bit
it.
horrified,
you
like momentarily, but she wouldn't really care that much, would she? She'd be like,
No, I think she'd probably look at it and go, "Well, that's good for you."
Change that diaper.
Not changed much since bath time.
Exactly, yeah. And also, I think it depends as well. I mean, if you're talking like a fucking, just a, you're in the shower, then that's one thing. If you're talking like some, quivering member, that's something else.
Well, it depends on
like,
what you're trying to send and show off. Like that's
yeah, exactly. It depends, and like, and I think that kind of whole conversation has two
We're
different.
not going to
like-
pretend to know what your preference is. Whatever you like to send out. That's your
Yeah,
preference.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Next question. Would you rather your significant other was an ex porn star or your sister is a current porn star?
X.
X.
Again, I wouldn't care. Like brutal sense. Like I think if like the only way it would be bad is if your missus was a porn star and you weren't getting any. That would suck. You know what I mean?
That's a
But-
good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you love your missus, then it doesn't matter really necessarily that much what her job was. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I know that they're like, so I, in an odd way, I don't think I'd care that much. Like I wouldn't ever be interested in like who she's been with, where she's been, whatever. Do you know what I mean? I just don't care.
But if she's like super famous and like every time you see a picture in the stores, it's like freaking, Elsa Man. Like, are you gonna feel intimidated? Like
no, not
Nobody wants
really. I think my bigger problem will be that when my kids get to like 15, they go to school and everyone's like, "Hey man, I've seen your mum's tits." That might suck for my kids. Do you know what I mean? In the future.
Yeah.
But like for me,
that's where you
personally,
teach them. That's where you teach them. Like, yeah, I was breastfed. I've seen them too. Cool.
yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them. Like, I don't think that would. I don't think it
But you
matters
have
either
that
way.
potential reality, or the other one where your kids are growing up and masturbating to your sister.
Oh no.
What I want to know, Clara.
Do you mean their aunt?
Yeah.
There are
Karen's so hot.
Oh, it's amazing. All right.
Yeah, hold up 1 second here. Yeah, Kim, I just sent you unmute. You had your hand up for something. What's up, Kim? Kim Leslie, you had a question?
Have the countdown.
Yeah.
Yes, no?
No,
Maybe so?
maybe possibly by accident.
Mm,
Okay, move on.
nope. All
Sorry,
right.
go ahead.
Next question. Would you rather play the maid or the sexy doctor?
Ooh.
You have to pick one.
Ooh.
Yeah, over to you, Laura.
I think I was just thinking about was it Keith Ledger, wasn't it, in that Heath Ledger rather in that what's it in the
Keith
Batman
Ledger.
In the nurse.
In the Dark Knight.
Ledger?
Yeah.
Are you just imagining
Heath
the
Ledger in the
Joker
Dark Knight,
as a
yeah.
nurse?
Yeah, Dave Ledger in that film, and he was like, he had, what was it? He was a nurse, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I thought he looked very good like that. I'd quite happily go for that look.
Yeah, but that's not a fucking maid or a doctor.
No,
he means when he's dressed up as the nurse.
it's still not a maid or a doctor, though, is it?
Yeah,
She's
go
like gone
sexy
halfway
doctor.
between the two.
Technicality. No, you're right. It's a good point. It's a good point.
I don't know,
Okay,
man.
okay, hold on a minute here now. No, Kirsten, nobody wants to see Keith Richard as a sexy nurse. Nobody wants to see that. No.
There might be at least one person, so I hate to say nobody, but
Whoever this, I feel sorry for them. No.
18 to 22 Keith Richard, yes. After that, no.
Not 412-year-old Keith Richard.
No.
Even Mrs. Richards doesn't want to see that.
Yes, yeah.
If your face looks like your nutsack, you know you've got problems.
How do you know what that looks like?
You don't think we've seen a wrinkly ball sack?
Touche.
Yeah, but I mean, the dude's like, I'm joking.
Holy crap.
Jesus.
Have you ever seen a
You can imagine that.
All right, I know we've been running late for today, so I think we're going to end it with one more Would You Rather, and then we'll let Scotty kind of end the Q&A. I'll let you take this one.
Oh, goody. Okay.
We're building up to it. It's a big one.
It is the big one. Would you rather do the first 90% of a blowjob or the last 10% of the blowjob?
Oh, wow.
That's for the guys as well.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
It's for everybody.
This is for everyone.
Everybody.
Oh, that's great, because for me and the missus, that's what we call it, both ways round. So I'm happy to do the first and finish it.
Oh, wow.
100%, sir. Well done.
Good laugh.
Oh, you win, Toby. There's no, you can't top that.
Isn't it though? Do you know what I mean? If you want a girl to do it to you, you have to do it to them, don't you? It's like, you know,
Totally fair.
if you're going to play the game, you've got to play it both ways. And as far as I can see,
But
like,
if your girl had a penis, would you rather do the first 90% or the last 10?
I think that's what they were getting at.
I see. So now, so okay. Yeah, but I suppose it's terminology. My terminology wouldn't be. So would I do the last? I think the last 10 would be quicker, and you get food.
High in protein.
Yeah, man.
Did
I'm not
you say
being
you
funny.
get a milkshake?
What I'm saying is, it's not really like you have to taste it, is it? If you get it far enough back down there, it will just go.
Once it goes past the taste buds, who cares? Yeah.
Now you still taste it.
Yeah, I was saying past the face, but it goes to the gag reflex.
No, that's not how that works.
Those are your options.
I'd say, right, I don't know.
Why it's a difficult question.
No one else answered this yet.
Right?
I feel like we peaked.
I don't think we can do any better than that.
Yeah, this is why we end it here. This is a good place to just
wrap it up. Yes.
Yeah, I think one's distinctly shorter amount of time, so it's less psychologically scarring.
Yeah.
What he said, definitely, yes.
I mean, imagine it afterwards. You're lying there in bed, it's rolling through your mind, you know.
That's not all it's rolling through, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much.
Indeed.
You know, she looks so pretty. Oh my god. You know.
On that note, Scotty, it's back to you. Aren't you glad you invited us?
You look so happy in your hot tub, you lucky devil.
It's lovely. It is
I
a
bet.
lovely California afternoon. We thought we would just take advantage of it.
Nice.
Basically rub it in.
Yeah, and rub it in, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, cool, awesome. Thank you for coming. No, not coming. Thank you for joining us. Oh my god.
God, you've fallen apart in the last 10% here. Like you just.
Yeah.
Like it was the last 10% of a blowjob. Yeah.
I forgot that we already spoke about this, and I forgot that was one of the questions. I was like, whoa, yeah, that was the big one. So yeah. Except I know some of their dirtier questions. And I'm glad they didn't go with some of them. Jesus.
Why?
No.
We're saving that for the third Q&A. That's why.
I don't mind chatting,
sure.
but I'm only doing that one offline. It's not going on the internet.
The third Q&A isn't even going to be a Q&A. It'll be half never have I ever, half would you.
Yeah. Would you never? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, some of them. Thank you again, guys. It's been
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
we
you.
have such a good laugh with you guys.
Been great fun.
And it's lovely to see everybody again.
Yeah, it's
Can
been a
check
while.
them out. But cheers anyway. But yeah,
Cheers.
no, it's great to see you guys. And I can't wait to see
Yeah,
you
man.
live.
Yeah, well, we'll see you in person maybe in September. That'd be cool. Can't wait.
I want to say hi.
Yeah, cool.
Definitely. Thank you guys. And sorry we took so long as usual.
Oh, that's cool. That's great. We're having too much fun. Like, I think I love the fact that like each time as well, you kind of you push the boundaries a bit, and then you thought, oh, is that a bit unacceptable? Are we gonna really upset some people? And then the next time you kind of gone, wow, we didn't upset them last time, so let's push it a bit further. Next time, who knows? I feel like there's still room to you know.
We're just not even gonna bother next time. Just go right to it. So okay, balls to the wall, literally. So
Yeah.
Already got ideas.
Like the last 10% of a blowjob.
Pretty much. Yeah.
We
I'm trying to think of the
gonna
most
skip right to that,
offensive,
yeah.
the most offensive question I can think of. Have anyone ever played? There's a game with these cards. It's called
Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity. Has anyone played that?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And some of those cards get pretty. There you go. You guys got it. Some of those cards get pretty offensive, and there's kind of an online version where you can write your own, and that gets even more offensive. And I feel like to me, like the challenge for the third Q&A is literally the most offensive question that you can ask. Like at the moment, there are 25 participants at the moment. How many? Who can lose the most participants in a question? I think that's the.
Sounds like a challenge. I'm for it. Challenge accepted. Yeah. Bring it on, guys. Bring it on.
I'm gonna wish I knew.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Or something like, I don't know.
We actually have Never Have I Ever we can't put on YouTube. So if you ever want to do an unrecorded one and it gets filthy, it's disgusting. Even after
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we'll let them go crazy. We will, absolutely. Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
We got some really awful questions, didn't we?
Hey.
Most of them were for Jess, actually. Jess brought the questions, really. No, it wasn't. It was me on the internet. I forgot.
I don't know what you're talking about. She wrote the questions.
She did, yeah.
Wasn't me. I picked the questions.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Scotty, and thanks, Charles. Is it Charles or Charlie? I always call you Charles, but I feel like maybe I'm being too formal.
6 of 1, it doesn't matter. I go by Charles at work. Charlie, doesn't matter to me. Either one's fine.
I'm going to go Charlie then, if you don't mind.
Love it.
Yeah, you're a total legend for sorting out, because no one realizes how much work you do to sort out these things and sift through all the questions and set up all the tech and, you know.
Considering we got through 5 of like the 30 that I had ready, hey, no problem.
Amazing. Well, we've got more for next time. And you listen to all my inane questions as well in advance as well. And you're just a total star. So, like, you know, A round of applause for Charlie
Nah,
and Scotty.
absolutely.
And
Yep.
you know, and yeah, let's here's to next time. Hopefully, Scotty, there won't be any drama next time before we do this.
No car accidents, amen. Yes.
No, bloody hell. No, blue hair goes grey. Like Jesus Christ. But no, we're good. We're all good. Everybody's safe, and that's the main thing.
Yeah. But much love to you all, and I'm sure we'll see you all in person at some point. When we
Definitely.
get to America and all that. So, mwah.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. We'll see you again
All
soon,
right.
we hope.
Thank you.
Take care.
See you soon.
Very well.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep.